From Spartan Stadium and Bill Abraham Field, the Westmoreland Sports Network presents Westmoreland County High School football in Week 3 of the football season as the Hempfield Spartans play host to the Pittsburgh Central Catholic Vikings. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our pregame show on a little bit of a warmer night for football here tonight in the Westmoreland County and Greensburg area. I'm Dan Flickinger, being joined alongside the former Hempfield Spartan himself, Ty Hanlon, David Oliverio on the camera here tonight, and certainly anytime you go up against this Central Catholic team, seemingly no matter what year it is, Ty, it's going to be a big test for you, especially with Hempfield still without their gunslinger back there, and Justin Slowoski, who again will not play tonight. But when you look at this game, obviously, again, anytime you play Pittsburgh Central Catholic, it's going to be a huge test for your team. Yeah, Dan, pleasure to be here first off. But yeah, to that point, I mean, anytime you play Pittsburgh Central Catholic, you know, that's a pretty good matchup against the opponent. And in Hempfield's case, without their quarterback Justin Slowoski, again this evening we saw him warming up, or not warming up, but in street clothes with his jersey on, and that's not a good sign. So yeah, they're going to look to go to the sophomore quarterback and Blake Romali. Last week he had somewhat of a rough week. The Hempfield offense had 5 turnovers, and Romali himself was sacked 6 times. So with Pittsburgh Central Catholic, you know, coming off a conference rival matchup and victory against North Allegheny in a game that wasn't, you know, a lot of points or anything like that, with a 14-7 score, I would guess that Central Catholic's Golden Knights get on the board quick, early, and often. And for Hempfield, their defense is going to have to stay stout. And you know, if the offense has a chance and gets a scoring opportunity here and there, then they need to make the most of it. So it'll be an interesting matchup tonight, and hopefully we have a good ball game. But who knows? The Spartans enter tonight 1-2 overall. Hempfield is 0-2 in the Southeastern Conference, and we'll take a look at the complete standings in the Southeastern Conference coming up in just a little bit. Now, even though this game is in Class 6A, it is not a conference game. So if you want to look for some good news for Hempfield with Justin Slowoski hopefully coming back, maybe next week, maybe in a couple of weeks at least, he's not missing a conference game tonight. He did miss, again, most of that conference game against Cannon McMillan, which he was injured in, and of course last week as well, so that certainly hurt. But again, if you're going to miss a game tonight, at least it is a non-conference game. The Spartans last Friday went on the road to Mount Lebanon and were shut out 31-0 by the Blue Devils, and we'll talk a little more about that game against Slowoski not playing. Hempfield, though, battled Mount Lebo tough in the first quarter. The teams were stalemated, no score after the first quarter, but Mount Lebanon was able to get on track in the second quarter as they scored a pair of touchdowns plus a short field goal to make it 17-0 going into halftime. The Blue Devils added touchdowns in the third and fourth quarters to set the final at 31-0. Ty mentioned Blake Romali getting the start for the first time in his high school career. He went 16 of 36 for 139 yards and threw 3 interceptions. His big target, of course, was tight end Braden Brose. He continued his tremendous season, hauling in 5 passes for 90 yards. Isaiah DeAndreth had 6 catches for 47 yards for the Spartans. And you look at the running game last week, just could not get it on track. 41 yards on 20 carries, just 2.1 yards per pop for the Hempfield offense last week. And Ty, obviously when you get shut out, you lose 31-0. I mean, there's not a whole lot of bright spots there. But again, the score was, you know, 0-0 after 1. You look at the third and fourth quarter, Central Catholic outscored, or not Central Catholic, but Mount Lebanon outscored Hempfield 14-0 in those last 2 quarters. But the second quarter proved to be pivotal last week in that game. Yeah, Dan, to your point with, you know, not either team scoring in the first quarter, that's something that Hempfield, you know, probably wants to try to do this evening, keep Central Catholic off the scoreboard, and they didn't have much success with that last week. But I mean, the more that you can keep your team in, especially with a sophomore quarterback in Romali, the better it is for Hempfield, and for Central Catholic on the other end. You know, they understand that. They know that Hempfield doesn't have their number 1 behind center tonight, and for them to have a win and a capitalized win and you know, making a statement of sorts, I think that's a huge thing for them. But back to also your point with this not being a conference game that's going to count, although they are in 6A, for Rich Bone and his team, I think that this is one of those games with 2 weeks you have now with Romali behind center
to get him ready for the possibility of Sawaski not being able to come back. And I'm assuming Romali will, feel a little bit more comfortable behind center in week 2 than his first start against Mount Lebo. But it should be an interesting matchup, and I think the more calm and composed Hempfield can stay on offense and take those scoring opportunities and fill position when they can, the better they will be. But Central Catholic, they're big, they're powerful, and they obviously have the legacy.
Big and powerful is right, and we're going to talk a little bit more about Pittsburgh Central Catholic as we go forward. And, you're going to hear us say tonight, you've already heard us a couple of times saying that how much it hurts with Justin Slowoski out, and that's not to discredit Blake Romali. Listen, this kid is going to be good. He's going to be a good football player, but he's only a sophomore, and you're having to step in for a guy in Justin Slowoski that's a potential Division I football player. I mean, that's the comparison right there. A sophomore quarterback that's going to be good in the future, but obviously he doesn't have the experience quite yet to get there. And I talked with Hempfield head coach Rich Bowen before the game last week, in which, again, the Spartans lost to Mount Lebanon. And he said, look, when you look at 6A football, I mean, this is it. 6A football is the best quality of football out there. And, he talked about 5A is good as well. But, when you get to 6A, so a sophomore quarterback playing 6A football, I mean, that is a very difficult test, especially now when you're going up against the all-star team, as I like to call them, in Pittsburgh Central Catholic. Definitely going to be a tall task for him. But again, Ty, he's going to be a good quarterback at some point, but he's only a sophomore right now. He only has one start under his belt.
Yeah, no discredit to Romali, but that's the thing. It's an adjustment period. It's he's a sophomore. He's had a guy in Sawaski where he's played behind him. He knows how Sawaski approaches the game, studies for the game, and anytime he gets more experience, more snaps as a sophomore, like you said, in the 6A conference, the better it is going to be for him. But I mean, that's just to say with anything. You do something one time compared to 20, 30 times, you'll be a lot better at it on the 20th and 30th time. But I think Romali's going to be a very good quarterback in the future, and he just kind of has to take his bumps and pay his dues down the road.
We are getting ready to count down to kickoff here on the Westmoreland Sports Network, and the Hempfield Spartans are getting set to come out onto the field. We look at Pittsburgh Central Catholic, the Vikings again, 2-1 overall. That's right, they lost a game, first game of the year. They're 2-0 in the 6A Northern 7 Conference. The Vikings last week won a tight, hard-fought game at North Allegheny, that by a final score of 14-7. After a scoreless first quarter, the Vikings went ahead 7-0 in the second on a Troy Fisher 72-yard pass to Gavin Thompson, and it was 7-0 going into halftime. The only scoring in the third quarter was a Tigers touchdown run. That's NA, and they tied the game at 7-7. Central won the game with 5:22 left in regulation last week on a Fisher 1-yard run, and that set the final score at 14-7. You see the Hempfield Spartans coming onto the field. Fisher last week for Central Catholic was 11 of 19 for 213 yards, plus ran for 54 yards for the Central Catholic Vikings. And so, everything kind of starts with Fisher at quarterback, Ty, but, when you look at some of the other positions on this team also, I mean, they're just kind of stacked everywhere, especially along the defensive line. They have a Pitt commit in David Green. Brian Dallas, he has 10 sacks already this season. So, when you look at an inexperienced line like the Hempfield Spartans have, offensively, it's definitely going to be a tough test for them in that area too.
Yeah, with their defensive line and Green, obviously going to Pitt, that's a huge accomplishment for him. But just seeing their size when they walked out to warm up, I thought that was a big difference between Hempfield and Pittsburgh Central Catholic. And Hempfield definitely has an inexperienced line up front. But on the other end of that, I know that Central Catholic's got 5 new starters on the offensive line, and they have 3 new receivers. So to their week 0, I guess you could say, loss to Erie Prep, they got whooped up on pretty well, and they only scored 14 points last week against their rival. So I think Pittsburgh Central Catholic and Coach Totten are going to look to, try to put a lot of points on the board tonight and make a statement. And hey, we're known for our defense. We know that we have the guys up front defensively, but at the same time, we can also put points on the board.
We are continuing here on our pregame show on the Westmoreland Sports Network as you are seeing the Central Catholic Vikings across the way coming onto the field. We're going to take a timeout. We're going to have kickoff for you coming up next right here on the Westmoreland Sports Network. It is Hempfield, and it is Pittsburgh Central Catholic Week 3 of the high school football season.
A firefighter's duty. Fighting fires, rescuing citizens, performing copious kettlebell exercises demands a daring degree of readiness. A degree of readiness achieved eating fulfillingly flavorful Firehouse subs. With premium carved meats and cheeses steamed to tasty magnificence, then piled onto toasted rolls. Is your footwear connected to your pants? No, it's not. Because you're not a firefighter. But you can be ready like one.
Get a meal fit for a firefighter at Firehouse Subs in Greensburg. 724-600-7220. The hero of all subs.
Visit the Glass City Stained Glass Restoration and Gift Shop in the heart of downtown Jeanette. They offer endless possibilities of stained glass colors and textures with a large selection of lead, copper foil, tools, and equipment. They repair and restore churches, your home, or your business. The Gift Shop has sun catchers, night lights, stepping stones, photo art, and more. Imagine beautiful stained glass windows in your skylights, family rooms, or foyer. They also offer stained glass classes. Stop by the Glass City or call 724-527-CITY, online at theglasscity.com.
For up to the second Westmoreland County High School football scores on Friday nights this season, follow us on Twitter at WestmorelandSN or get updates on our scores tracker on WestmorelandSports.com. You can also follow us for links to broadcasts and stories, pictures, breaking news, and a lot more. A huge thank you goes out to our staff back in the studio who's tweeting scores right now on at WestmorelandSN and updating our scores tracker on WestmorelandSports.com.
Good luck to tonight's teams from Lisa Monzo for Westmoreland County Court Judge. Lisa Monzo has 25 years of diverse legal experience. In her personal life, Lisa's been a Sunday school teacher and an elder trustee at First Presbyterian Church. She's also been endorsed by the Pennsylvania State Police and was the first attorney to bring conflict resolution training to Hempfield schools through Project Peace. Vote Lisa Monzo for Westmoreland County Court Judge on November 7th. Responsible justice. Paid for by friends of Lisa Monzo.
This is wide receiver Nick DeAndreth, and the Spartans play here, the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Blake Romelli sacked on the play by number 2, David Green. Loss of 4, 2nd and 14. Flying on the play. That ball offside against Pittsburgh Central Catholic.
All right, folks, you've been watching the game here as we've been trying to figure out some of our audio issues, but we wanted to make sure you're able to keep watching this one here from Spartans Stadium. And as you saw, the first possession there for the Pittsburgh Central Catholic Vikings, the Hempfield Spartans forcing Pittsburgh Central Catholic to punt. But right now, Hempfield has a 3rd down and long from their own territory. You mentioned Justin Slowoski being out today. Blake Romelli, the starting quarterback for the Spartans, the sophomore, going from the shotgun with a wide receiver either way, plus a sidecar as well right beside him for the Hempfield Spartans is, it looks like 28, Austin Gockel, the senior. And taking the snap and getting the handoff is Gockel. Or no, it isn't. Actually, he slips it out of there to Braden Brose, and Brose is going to get racked up short of the 1st down to around the 15, 14-yard line. And the Spartans will have to punt the football. But a great defensive start to this game for Hempfield, Ty.
Yeah, it was a good start, and it actually would have been a better start if Hempfield did not jump offsides on a third and long there, but didn't shoot him in the, or bite him in the butt to say, and it ended up working out. And you can see here with the last possession from Pittsburgh Central Catholic that defensive line is penetrating the offensive line pretty easily.
Yeah, we talked about that on our pregame show as the punt is away by Isaiah DeAndreth for Hempfield. It's going to be muffed near the 50-yard line and hit and dropped at around the 50-yard line as Khalil Weathers. He is a D1 type prospect as well for this Pittsburgh Central Catholic team. Doesn't get the return. Had a few men around him. And a nice stick there by one of the Spartans. And here we go from around midfield. That's where Pittsburgh Central Catholic will take over. Looks like Nathan Roby was the first one to get to him. We also have a Spartan down on the play as well.
Yeah, I believe that is Hempfield's own David Green, not to get mixed up with Pittsburgh Central Catholic's David Green.
David Green. First and 10, Vikings.
Look back at the last offensive play for the Spartans as under pressure, again, that pressure in the backfield, getting it out to the safety blanket, Braden Brose.
Yeah, the only problem for Hempfield tonight with Brose, I think, is, you know, if Pittsburgh Central Catholic has read the scouting report and watched the film that they probably have, he's their go-to guy, and I don't think he's going to get many matchups where there's not 2 guys covering him.
Fisher, the quarterback, and bobbling the exchange and going nowhere was the running back that time for the Vikings, Dontre Jones, 5'7" sophomore. Looked like bobbled the exchange, and it's 2nd down. And there you see it right there. Even if he didn't bobble it, though, Ty, a lot of blue shirts around him.
Yeah, pretty impressive start for Hempfield on the defensive side of things. I think the key to stopping Central Catholic is gang tackling, and they definitely displayed it there.
Dylan Ferretti among the tacklers, now keeping it himself. It's Fisher, and the Spartans are all over him. Hempfield defense has come ready to play today. I'm sure they've read a few things this week in the papers. Troy Fisher, the 6'4" senior, 3-year starter, goes nowhere for the Vikings.
Yeah, 3rd down here for Hempfield. And initially my first thought was, you know, if you don't get the ball past the 50, that's probably going to hurt Hempfield in the long run. But their defense is holding strong here so far.
3rd down and 11, 6:01 to play here in the first quarter from the 49-yard line. Fisher's back. Here comes Hempfield with the blitz. He gets it out of there, but it's incomplete on the far side of the field. Pass was intended on the far side for number 5, Gavin Thompson, who had a big catch last week for Central Catholic, as he caught one for 72 yards for Central Catholic against North Allegheny, but the pass wide of the mark, and guess what? Central Catholic's punting again.
Yeah, that's anytime the ball hits your hands, you're supposed to catch it, or that's at least what they say. And he had a lot of open green space up the sideline to get the first down.
Yeah, that's one of those. Pass wasn't great, but maybe help out your quarterback a little bit. Wasn't able to do that. The punt is away, and it will be Roby back deep for Hempfield, and he gets hit hard and taken down on a nice special teams effort by Cory Thomas, 6'3" junior. But the Hempfield Spartans offense right back onto the field here for Coach Rich Bowen. Our coaching matchup tonight, Rich Bowen on one side in his 6th season for Hempfield, 20-31 record. Terry Totten is in his 13th season for Pittsburgh Central Catholic. He has a record of 139-22.
Wow.
Figure out that winning percentage. It's astronomical.
That's we were speaking about video games earlier. That's a Madden record there.
Yes, it is. Blake Romaley with his second possession, as Austin Gockel will be the running back flank to his left. They'll split the wide side of the field with 3 wide receivers. From the right hash mark, it's Romaley, the quick out to Bros. Bros trying to pick his way forward, has a good gain on first down, as Braden will run it to around the 25-yard line for a good pickup of 7.
Yeah, Hempfield got away with one there. Romaley had the play action that he was going to throw the ball out to the slot. And number 55, Amar Allen, almost made a beautiful play, slipped through his hands. It could have been a touchdown for Central Catholic.
2nd down and 3. They'll give him 7 yards. Braden Bros, we mentioned, a big week last week, a huge week in the first week of the season against Greensburg-Salem. Bros, 18 catches, 289 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And this only the 4th game of the season for the Spartans, and now Romaley's going to take off. He gets across the 30-yard line, and he gets up to the 35. First down for the Spartans. Blake Romaley using his legs, as Justin Slowoski we see him do sometimes.
Dan, I don't know if that was a busted play or not. It might have been a draw play, but Romaley made the most of it and got the first down.
Yeah, it looked like he took off right away. I'm thinking it might have been draw, but who knows until we actually get a chance to ask Coach Bowen or Blake himself. But either way, it goes for good yardage up to the 35-yard line, 4:43 and counting. And if you want to stay competitive with Central Catholic, ball control is huge. And now the play clock winding down with just 6 seconds on the play clock. See if Hempfield decides to take a timeout here. They don't want to get a flag for sure. And Romaley takes the high snap. The handoff goes to Gockel, left side, running behind a couple of big boys on the offensive side of the ball, and he'll get a couple. Tough sledding for number 28. 5'8", 140-pound senior Austin Gockel.
Yeah, and if Hempfield wants to be successful running the ball tonight, I think that their best bet might be running outside of their tackles, up the middle with Green and number 78, Richard James Tillman, who's a pretty big boy himself. Running the ball in that A gap might not be the best idea for Hempfield this evening.
Flag flies off the snap, and a great job by Romaley just shot putting that out of there to the 39-yard line. But again, a flag is down, and it was Austin Gockel hauling that pass in.
I'm pretty sure the referee called incomplete there. I think that ball hit the ground.
Incomplete. All right. So an incompletion. Right now it's set up 3rd down and 7, but we'll see what the officials are talking about.
Looks like he's picking this flag up. It was a false start, and Pittsburgh Central Catholic decided to decline it.
All right, so the penalty will be declined, and that'll set up a 3rd down and 7 after the incompletion. And for the Spartans, it will be once again Blake Romaley in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right. Far to the right is Connor Walters, the 5'10 senior. His brother Danny Walters, good quarterback here at Hempfield a few years back. From the left hash mark, taking the snap is Romaley. He's back. Romaley looking to the left, pocket breaking down, and Romaley is going to be taken down in the backfield for a sack. he had some time initially, but the Cavalry was able to get to him. Brian Dallas, we mentioned him. Dallas had 2 sacks down the stretch against North Allegheny last week, number 4 on your screen, and he will get the sack to force a punting situation for Hempfield.
Yeah, this is going to be the closest thing. We talked about Vermaley with his experience and how he's a sophomore, but this will be a great experience for him. This will be the closest thing he's going to see to a college defensive line, and obviously he kind of got swallowed up there on that play, but I think he learned a valuable lesson of getting the ball out or get out of the pocket.
DeAndreth's punt a little short as the ball is going to go out of bounds on the Pittsburgh Central Catholic sideline at around the 45-yard line. So that's where Central Catholic will take over, right there at the 45-yard line, and the clock was moving there for some reason, but looks like it stopped. Yeah, should say the 46-yard line. That's where they're going to put it. 46-yard line. So Central Catholic forcing a Hempfield punt after the Spartans picked up a couple of first downs to at least get out of the shadow of their own end zone, but now Hempfield's defense going to be put to the task once again. Again, Terry Totten, head coach, previously coached at North Allegheny as an assistant before coming to Pittsburgh Central Catholic, the defending WPIAL champions, as taking it forward is Troy Fisher. Again, Fisher, the 6'4 senior, a Lafayette commit. He threw for over 1,800 yards a season ago. And this season, Fisher is 31 of 52, 4 touchdowns, 343 yards through the air, no interceptions. So, you know, you expect it out of a senior, Ty, a guy that started for 3 years, not to turn the ball over.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely has the experience in his corner, and I think I read something in the Trib this week with Pittsburgh Central Catholic's offensive coordinator saying, you know, it might not be the prettiest thing, he might not have the most touchdowns, but he's got a heck of a lot of wins.
And Fisher's going to zing one here, and it's incomplete. He has looked a little bit off target so far today. There is a marker down as Gavin Thompson was the intended receiver. See what the flag is all about here. As Dave Oliverio will pick up the official. May have been pointing in Hempfield's direction. We'll see. The official nearest the Hempfield sideline threw it. See the Spartans guys up front there. Brock Barnhart, linebacker, 5'11 senior. All right, fellas. All right, it's against, well, they pick it up. Oh, it is going to, okay, illegal formation against PCC, all right. But Central Catholic ready to line up and snap the football here. See Fisher again just misfiring. Had an open receiver for sure in Thompson, although DeAndreth was there coming the other way. So maybe tried to fit that one in there and wasn't able to do it. 2:13 on the clock, first quarter, 2nd down and 10 for the Central Catholic Vikings as they are in Hempfield territory at the 46-yard line. Fisher goes from the shotgun, play fake. Hempfield coming with the blitz. They pick it up. He's going to air one out and right on the money for a touchdown. Hempfield came with the blitz. They didn't get to him. And Cam Laconi, the 6', 190-pound senior, is able to haul that one in. And as Fisher wasn't sharp his first few passes, that one, Ty, was right on the money.
Yeah, Laconi right down the middle of the seam. I think Hempfield got a little confused on the 4 wide receiver spread there. And I think the safety just got lost in motion on the play. But beautiful ball by Fisher and an easy catch and run into the end zone by Laconi.
The first extra point kick on the way for Pittsburgh Central Catholic, and it is a good one as we have 2 minutes and 4 seconds to play here in the first quarter. And our score is 7-0 in favor of the Central Catholic Vikings. We'll take a timeout and be back with you right after we take that timeout to Spartans Stadium right here on WSN.
High school football fans, please visit Fullback Insurance Agency.
When you make your way into Dehar Orthodontics, we don't want it to be just another appointment. We want it to be an experience. Our new patient welcoming area offers free Wi-Fi, a gaming area, face painting, balloon animals, and of course, a coffee bar for mom and dad. Just another reason Dehar Orthodontics is the #1 orthodontic practice in Westmoreland County. Call one of our 3 locations in Greensburg, Latrobe, or Irwin to schedule your complimentary consultation today or visit DeharOrthodontics.com.
This is corner Derek McFadden. Thanks for tuning into Hempfield football all season long on Westmoreland Sports Network.
Nathan Roby, Austin Gockel back after the touchdown pass. Jonathan Opalko with the extra point, the 5'10 sophomore. And the Hempfield Spartans trailing it 7-0. After a good start by Hempfield, but it only takes one play for this Pittsburgh Central Catholic team to turn everything around quickly. And, well, that may have done it right there. 7-0 PCC. See if Hempfield can start moving the football. Good kick by Opalko to around the 2-yard line. And on the return will be Gockel, able to elude a man, get across the 20-yard line and go up to around the 23 as we take a look back at the Pittsburgh Central Catholic touchdown on the deep pass right down the seam to Cam Laconey, right there burning the coverage of Isaiah DeAndreth. 46-yard touchdown pass has Pittsburgh Central Catholic ahead 7-0.
Yeah, for Hempfield right now, I think just to kind of get their legs underneath them and, you know, keeping a positive attitude. They need to try to get the ball across the 50-yard line. Not necessarily need points yet, but maybe a couple first downs and then see if they can move the ball into their opponent's territory.
First down and 10, and Gockel with the carry, and Gockel has room. He's able to shed a couple of tacklers, and Austin Gockel running hard to the 32-yard line. Good pickup of around 9 yards for number 28 for the Spartans. And look at that hole. Gockel got slowed up a little bit at the line of scrimmage, but was able to keep chugging and picks up 9 yards. Again, this Hempfield running game still looking to get on track this season. Gockel, 23 attempts for 92 yards for Hempfield. 4 wide receiver set on 2nd down and 1. The handoff straight up the middle. More running room. Close to the 45-yard line. Austin Gockel says first down.
Yeah, I said earlier about Hempfield and maybe their best bet was to run the ball outside the tackles, but back-to-back plays by Hempfield to run the ball right up the middle, and big gains on both plays by Gockel.
Well, Gockel got up and signaled the first down as if, you know, everything was fine, but it looked like he was limping there a little bit. I don't know when that occurred. Looks fine right there, and then all of a sudden started limping a little as that carry will go for nothing. That was Gockel one more time.
Yeah, Dan, that might be one of those cases of, you know, a little bit too much juice and feeling the motion and the big run, and then your body kind of settles in and is like, oh, don't feel so good.
Yeah, right. Flags fly. Yeah, you got the adrenaline there, picking up the first down, going up against Pittsburgh Central Catholic, and then all of a sudden,
Yep.
It's tough to walk. Vikings flagged here with 48.7 seconds remaining in a quick-moving first quarter.
Yeah, and we can't see it right now, but Gockel's on the sideline and kind of just stretching it out and getting some water. I think he might have just got a
cramp, perhaps?
Yeah, that or a Charlie horse on the thigh. Maybe a helmet or something like that. But
Hempfield goes 2nd down and 4 from the 50-yard line. Motioning across the formation is Connor Walters, and the handoff this time is going to go to Colin Critchfield left side, and Critchfield run into a couple of PCC defenders and get tackled after a pickup of a few. Well, it looked like they're going to give him 3 yards on the play. 3rd down and 1 for Hempfield after Colin Critchfield runs for 3.
Yeah, that was a pretty generous spot there.
I thought so, too.
So myself, but you know, Hempfield's already won that one battle I talked about. They got the ball across the 50. Now they're faced with a pretty big 3rd and 1 here to keep the series going.
And they have no hurry. You know, if you're going up against a team like this, you want to shorten the game as much as possible, and they're going to let the clock run down. Second quarter action coming up. Right after this message, you're watching the Westmoreland Sports Network with Hempfield trailing 7-0 after 1.
Hi, this is Tyler Zimmer, owner of Alpha Elite Performance and Fitness, located in Jeanette, Pennsylvania. Our goal is to train mind, body, and spirit, whether you're an athlete or not. I want to make you better, help you move better with less pain. We train everyone, all ages, all training abilities. We're just doing our absolute best to deliver good, scientific, research-based training. We're going to take care of you in all different aspects. Visit us on our Facebook. We have a website, alphaeliteperformance.com, ALPHALETE performance.com.
Tonight's live Spartans football broadcast on the Westmoreland Sports Network is being made possible by the support of the Hempfield Area Football Parents Club, President Rudy Oblak, Vice President Stan Slawowski, Treasurer Cheryl Ream, Secretary Nicole Carrera, and the rest of the Parents Club wish good luck to Coach Rich Bowen and the Spartans this season. For more on Hempfield football, follow the Spartans on Twitter at Hempfield Area FB. The Hempfield Area Football Parents Club, making it possible for our student athletes to experience high school sports at its highest level.
I'm lineman Jarrett Ream, and this is Spartan Football on Westmoreland Sports Network.
Back here for the start of the second quarter on WSN, and a 3rd down and 1 opportunity for Hempfield. And the running back for the Spartans will go backwards. I think that might have been Isaiah DeAndreth that took the football there. Yes, it was. And DeAndreth gets nothing. Hempfield's going to be forced to punt. Actually loses 3 yards.
Yeah, I don't really know what Hempfield was thinking on that play. I mean, you have the end of the quarter. You can come over to your sideline, talk to your coaches, and they just didn't seem like they were ready to run the play at all.
So that will set up, again, a 4th down and 4. So Hempfield will be forced to punt it away. DeAndreth with a low snap will get the punt away. And inside his own 20-yard line, taking the football but getting tackled right away is Gavin Thompson. And it looked like number 8, Udell Moretta, the 5'7" senior, able to make a really nice special team stop for Hempfield. Udell right on him. Twirls him around, throws him to the ground. It's good to see two-time. I mean, when you're a senior and you don't get a whole lot of playing time, offensively or defensively, you're still counted on, especially bigger programs, I think. Those seniors, they get out there sometimes and, they might not be playing offense or defense, but special teams, coaches really count on them to not give up the big play.
Yeah, and I have no prior knowledge of Moretta, or if this is his first year or he's been a football player his whole life. But anytime you can make an impact on the special teams side of things, that's huge for your team. And let me tell you, those guys are pretty amped up when they make a big play.
High snap, and Fisher gets drilled. Big loss on the play, 52. Dylan Ferretti, who's having a nice season for himself, only a sophomore, able to come in and drill him, as again the snap was high.
Yeah, for Hempfield's defense, another great play here to get Fisher in the backfield, which had to do a little bit with the snap. But for Pittsburgh Central Catholic, I would think that they want to try to get the ball more downfield and get more points, and not too much to show for so far.
Fisher on 2nd down and long is going to throw it out to the near side. It's caught, and going out of bounds is Gavin Thompson. That gain goes up to around the 25-yard line. A pickup of about 10 yards. And it's 3rd down and 5 for Pittsburgh Central Catholic. Keep getting them behind the sticks. That's certainly a big thing, too. Making them throw the football. But, again, Fisher is a good quarterback, obviously. Fisher's going to go back in the shotgun here. He has 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. And now he looks to the far sideline.
Yeah, this is another big 3rd down here, Dan, for both teams.
Fisher from the gun with 3 seconds on the play clock. Gets the snap. Here comes Hempfield with the blitz again. Throws it out here. It's incomplete. Again through the hands. A little bit of a high pass to Gavin Thompson. Isaiah DeAndreth on the coverage. And Central Catholic's going to punt.
Yeah, I think that started up front with Dylan Ferretti, number 52. He kind of pushed this guy right off the ball. And then if you can see on the back end there, Braden Brose was coming down like a heat-seeking missile. So I guess a good thing for Fisher that he hasn't seen Brose yet.
That was actually Zach Sig, I should say, on the coverage, not Isaiah. Yeah, you're right. Brose was in there, and I think Ferretti was the one that actually hit him. Or maybe it was Brose, but you mentioned Ferretti pushing the pocket. The punt is away, and Isaiah DeAndreth signaling for the fair catch right away, and he does so at his own 41-yard line. So the Hempfield Spartans will take over from that spot. Ty, if you have some scores you'd like to pass along to us, we do this big group text message, but for some reason I'm not in it. I don't know if there's something wrong with my phone, but if you want to pass along some scores to everyone.
Yeah, we have Derry 6-0 over Southmoreland at the end of the first. Or my bad, correction, that is Derry 13, Southmoreland 0 with 10:57 left in the second. And Yawk is tied with Hopewell, 13-13 with 5:10 left in the first quarter. See if we have anything else here. And we have, this is kind of a crazy score. We have 7-2 Penn Trafford over Woodland Hills, first quarter.
Braden Brose with the catch, and Brose going to take tacklers with him inside the 40-yard line. So Penn Trafford's winning 7-2 over Woodland Hills.
Yeah, Woodland Hills must have got a safety, but
that's interesting.
By 24, Dominic Dodson. Result of the play is a Spartans first down.
Braden Brose, who is going to be seeing some more offers, I'm sure, as the season moves forward. Right now he has one from Seton Hill University. We'll have Griffin's football on the air tomorrow as Seton Hill will take on Kutztown on the road. That's where we're headed right after this game's over. Romeli looks to his right, now looks to his left. He's going to throw on the run. He has a receiver down there. It's DeAndreth. He's on his feet, and Nick DeAndreth's going to score a touchdown. Nick DeAndreth from 39 yards. And the Spartans have tied it up at 7-7, or 7-6, I should say. Maybe some wishful thinking for the extra point.
What a play by Romeli there. He almost gave up on the play and you know, decided to settle for a run or a scramble of sorts. But DeAndreth, you know, able to get out of that and get upfield, and he broke a tackle. And that's just a little bit of grit and determination there to score the touchdown.
The IUP baseball commit, DeAndreth. And indeed, I told you the extra point would be good, and it is. Person with the extra point, 9:48 to play, first quarter. Spartans have tied it up. It's 7-7 on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Up is progress.
Possibility.
Trees. Big old trees.
Up is a national leader in mobile technology.
Up is a world-class performing arts center.
Up is 94% job and graduate school placement.
When up is what you're after, look to Seton Hill, a nationally recognized Catholic liberal arts experience that will push your life and career to the highest point possible.
You can't make this stuff up.
This is cornerback Zach Sig, and you're watching Hempfield football on Westmoreland Sports.
Welcome back to Spartan Stadium. Look at that score, folks. It is 7-7, 39-yard touchdown pass to Nick DeAndreth. Kyle Person with the extra point. We are knotted up at 7-7. Person will get set to kick it away for the Hempfield Spartans, and he will do so. And it's a good kick as it pushes the return man back near his own 5-yard line. And on the return for Pittsburgh Central Catholic is Khalil Weathers, and Weathers will shoulder a Hempfield Spartan down on the far side. But again, Moretta in there special teams-wise for Hempfield, even though he kind of maybe took the worst of that, but he's around the ball. So Hempfield scores, makes it 7-7 as we take a look back at the replay. Romeli looked to his right, nothing was there, and then came back to his left, and that's something the DeAndreth brothers, both of them do, I think, really well, Ty. They get behind the defense. They kind of lose them sometimes when the Hempfield quarterbacks are scrambling around, and that's what happened right there, and Nick was able to hold on to the football.
Yeah, both the DeAndreth brothers are a little bit smaller, and sometimes that might play psychological warfare on somebody, and they just don't, think, oh, hey, I need to push this guy as hard or tackle this guy as hard. And you kind of saw there with the Pittsburgh Central Catholic safety, he kind of just whiffed at him and he missed him, and DeAndreth, made the most of it.
Ty Gaffney on the tackle there of Dontre Jones, and Jones only gets 3 yards on the pickup, and that will set up a 2nd down and 7 as PCC has it in their own territory. Fisher will fake the handoff. He's going to run it himself, and Fisher will deliver a blow as he lowers his shoulder. And he picks up a 1st down. Good yardage for Troy Fisher, who again can run the football as well. Fisher on the season with 77 yards rushing on 23 attempts.
Yeah, and big play there by Fisher, but the longer this game goes tied, the more I'm going to look to see if I'm Pittsburgh Central Catholic's coaching staff for Fisher to take this ball game over being a 3-year starter.
1st down for Pittsburgh Central Catholic. Fisher's back. Fisher's pressured. He runs out of there, and he's going to tuck it in and get taken down at around the 45-yard line. Good job by the Hempfield secondary, as Fisher will get double-teamed at around the 45. Pickup of about 8 yards. 2nd down and 2. We'll spot at the 44 of Hempfield. Coming off the field will be Ty Gaffney. To the near sideline he comes. 8:20 to play here in the second quarter. Split out far to the right is Gavin Thompson. He's been trying to hit him. Has the quarterback Fisher, but he's missed a few times. Hempfield showing blitz. Here they come and running right into the teeth of the Hempfield defense and going absolutely nowhere is the Vikings running back Austin Vigilati getting the carry there, the senior, and a lot of penetration in the backfield again for the Blue Shirts.
Yeah, the Hempfield defense has done very well against a run, and I know we saw a couple scrambles there by Fisher, but specifically when the Vikings hand the ball off to their running backs, Hempfield's defense is right there making plays.
3rd down and 3, 45-yard line, so the Vikings will lose 1. Vigilati will on the play. 11 seconds on the play clock as Fisher will go from under center. Fisher will take it himself and pick up the first down and more. Look at Troy Fisher go. Just a quick hitter to himself. Gets inside the 40-yard line to around the 39, 38.
Yeah, just a smart play call there. I don't know if that was a call by Central Catholic's coaching staff or if Fisher just, got up to the line and he saw a hole that he could take the QB sneak. But either way, big first down for Central Catholic. And if I'm Hempfield, that would have been a huge stop for us. But now I just need to think about, hey, let's not give up the big score. If they get any type of points, let's keep it to a field goal or turnover. Would be ideal.
Yeah, you're right, Ty. Sorry about that. I agree. It could have been an audible right there. I mean, he just, he might have saw something in the defense where he could pick up some big yards, and he did so. Just took the snap and went straight forward.
And for the size that he has, I mean, he might go to that more times than not just because it's hard to tackle a guy that big.
Vigilati is the running back on first down. Hempfield again showing blitz. They're coming. And the pass is away and trying to run underneath it. And did he make the catch or not? Looked like he was juggling it as he came out of bounds. They're going to give him the catch. That was Cam Laconey who caught the touchdown. And, this is going to be an interesting replay to go back and take a look at here.
Yeah, first glance at it, I do not like the call at all. I think he bobbled the ball going out of bounds here.
Let's see it right here.
Oh, yeah. Yep, definitely.
I think so, for sure. Folks, we hope you're enjoying our new technology this year as we're able to show some instant replays to you. And right there, we can now get on the officials even more than we do already.
Oh, yeah. We might enjoy it, but that official, he won't.
No, not at all. Not at all. Clock will stop with 6:57. The bottom line is Central Catholic has the ball at the Hempfield 14-yard line. And Fisher's going to keep it himself, trying to go off the left side. Now cut to the middle of the field. And he is able to get some positive yardage inside the 10 down to the 8-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 6 yards, 2nd down and 4 for the Central Catholic offense.
Yeah, Hempfield probably had a little bit of the the wind taken out of their sails there with that big pass play downfield. But you just got to keep fighting if you're Hempfield and try to keep them out of the end zone and force them to kick the ball here.
2nd down and 3. Clock winding with 6:22 remaining. 2 running backs back there with Fisher. And Fisher will give it to the deep back. Is cutting into the middle of the field is Dontre Jones and nothing. Boy, Jones has had a tough time of it. Hempfield getting into the backfield every time he takes the football. That was Brock Barnhart, one of the first ones to get to him.
Yeah, the Pittsburgh Central Catholic running backs are having a terrible time right now. And I don't know if they've had a positive rush other than Fisher, who, besides that QB sneak, everything for him has been a scramble, broken play type of deal. And that'll probably be a point of emphasis going into the halftime for Central Catholic to get the run game going.
3rd down and 4. Fisher wants to throw it. He gets rid of it, and getting ripped and probably losing yardage was Laconey running a drag across the middle. Actually, it was Vigilati, number 29, and a huge hit for the Spartans. And it was Roby that came up to lower the boom on him. And it's 4th down now.
And they're going for it. This is a big play.
Yeah, let's get back here as it is 4th down. And here is the ball that goes straight ahead. And it looks like it's going to be a first down. Was that Fisher? Yeah, it was Fisher that just said he called his own number again. Let's go back and take a look at that big hit by Nathan Roby as Central Catholic looks like they have a first down.
Fisher is the ball carrier, stopped by Bros, along with Cross.
Great job there by Nathan, but unfortunately Hempfield will give up a first down run there on the quarterback sneak. And now we have a situation where Central Catholic needs just 2 yards to take the lead again. Shotgun snap, handoff to the left, and a big hole in there goes the running back for the touchdown. That's Dontre Jones, a 3-yard touchdown run, actually a 2-yard, well, they did have it on the 3-yard touchdown run, and it is 13-7 with the extra point forthcoming for PCC.
Yeah, that's the first positive rush for a running back for Central Catholic tonight. Just happens to be a score. But back to the 4th and 1 with Fisher and the QB sneak. Kind of surprised that Hempfield didn't take a timeout there, maybe. Late in the second half here to collect themselves, or even to discuss, hey, Fisher might be going over center.
Extra point is on the way, and the kick is good. And that is the Opalco, again, the 5'10 sophomore. 14-7 Pittsburgh Central Catholic. See if Hempfield can answer. 5 minutes exactly remaining here in this second quarter.
The Manor Valley Golf Course in Export is proud to announce the opening of their new banquet facility. It's perfect for sports banquets, Christmas parties, and weddings. This new facility can hold up to 180 people, so if you have an event coming up, Manor Valley Golf Course can host it. Golfers, they specialize in league play, fundraising outings, and have great membership rates. Give them a call at 724-744-4242 or online at manorvalleygc.com.
Imagine lying on a cozy hammock nestled in the trees, or sitting around a campfire roasting marshmallows with the family. How does a relaxing weekend of fishing sound? You can do it all at Pioneer Family Campground at Raystown Lake. Located near the largest lake in Pennsylvania, Pioneer Family Campground has premium camper sites to give you the relaxation you deserve, or stay in one of their beautiful log cabins. Visit pioneerfamilycampground.com or call 814-658-CAMP. Pioneer Family Campground. Once you're here, you'll never want to leave.
Westmoreland Sports Network's coverage of high school football continues here from Spartans Stadium, and there's a nice kick by Opalco as watching it go out of bounds was Austin Gockel, so the Spartans will have the football at the 20-yard line as we take a look back at the touchdown by Fisher. And then, of course, the handoff off the left side to Jones, who will get credited for the touchdown, 3-yard run. Second quarter action here on the Westmoreland Sports Network. Alongside Ty Hanlon, I'm Dan Flickinger, Dave Oliverio on the camera tonight. Exactly 5 minutes remaining in this second quarter. Spartans, for those that may be wondering, all 3 of their timeouts left. So does the Vikings. And the handoff will come to the left behind left guard, but nothing doing as Central Catholic able to get penetration in the backfield. And David Green, one of the first ones to get back there. Again, Green is a Pitt commit. You see him there, number 2. Boy, is he big, isn't he? I mean, he's thick. He's a thick kid.
Yeah, he kind of reminds me at first glance of Elijah Price from a couple years ago on Pitt's defensive line. But Green just kind of made a statement play there. Not to assume anything, but if I had to guess, the Central Catholic defensive coordinator and defense were over there, getting jawed out on that last scoring play, and Green's probably one of the captains, one of the leaders of that defense. So, making a little bit of a statement to Hempfield and maybe how the rest of this game might go.
When the Spartans get in the red zone tonight, you will hear us say the Elf Elite Performance Red Zone. Elf Elite Performance, train your mind, body, and spirit at Elf Elite on Route 30 in Jeanette. Pittsburgh Central Catholic has taken a timeout. So that's what the delay is here. We'll have scores for you at halftime, and also we will pick up a performance by the best band in the land, right, Ty?
Oh, yeah, that's what they call us.
The Hempfield Spartans Marching Band always do a great job. We'll pick up a performance coming up at halftime of the Spartans Marching Band. Second down and 11 after the loss of 1. Rameli, again, if you tuned in late, still starting today in place of Justin Slowoski. Here's a pass that goes to the left, incomplete. Looked like he had a good pocket to throw there too, but over the head of Braden Brose, it was tough to fit that one in there. Maybe a little bit of a late shot there too. Brose jawing a bit with Cam Laconey. Third down and 11. Had a good pocket here as he stepped up just a tad, and unfortunately threw it over the head of Brose. But again, that's a tough throw to make.
Yeah, and with the play call that we saw earlier with the questionable completion, incompletion, I can't believe there wasn't a flag thrown there. That ball was out of bounds on the ground, and then Laconey creates contact. But Nice little play by Bros there to not take anything and go back at him, though.
Also coming up at halftime, we'll have our Westmoreland Sports Network halftime show that we debuted last week. A little bit of a high snap, and Romele's going to have to run it out of there, and he's going to be taken down from behind. We saw it happen to Pittsburgh Central Catholic. It just, those high snaps really hinder the play, the rhythm of the play. Brian Dallas able to make the sack. Looks like he's struggling a little bit, but another sack for Brian, and it's 4th down and 13.
Yeah, and for Hempfield, with a little more than 4 minutes remaining in the second quarter here, you know, punting this ball, they want to stop the bleeding as much as they can, and they would love to take a 14-7 lead into the locker room, but you know, Pittsburgh Central Catholic's going to have a good 4 minutes here to run their 2-minute offense and try to get some more points on the board.
Punt is away, and it will be taken at around the 46-yard line, but a nice quick tackle made by Roby. Roby's made a couple of nice hits, this time on special teams, as it was Gavin Thompson getting tackled quickly.
Gavin Thompson on the return.
Yeah, Roby's kind of been all over the place tonight.
Yeah, he has. Made a nice tackle before Pittsburgh Central Catholic scored their touchdown, but he held him on that specific play. And a nice tackle special teams right there as well by Nathan. So the situation we're in right now, 3:54 remaining here in the first half. Pittsburgh Central Catholic will have the football. And with all 3 timeouts remaining as well. Or I'm sorry, 2 now after they took one defensively there. So 2 timeouts remaining for PCC. Fisher will take the snap. He's back. 4-man rush for Hempfield. And Fisher's going to try to air one out. It's long, and it's caught for a touchdown. And tumbling into the end zone is Cory Thomas, the 6'3", 190-pound junior. A perfect pass for Fisher. Coverage wasn't bad, but the 6'3" guy made a play.
Yeah, what a ball by Fisher there. I was going to say before that drive that, you know, hey, this might be something to pay attention to with the 3-year starter running the 2-minute offense, but only needs one play to score the touchdown, and what an extension and catch by Thomas there.
Beautiful catch.
And I think he controlled it too. He had it tucked underneath there.
Yep. Jared Bannon was in coverage there for Hempfield again. I mean, he definitely had some separation on him, as the extra point is good by Opalco. Had some separation on him for sure, but hey, coverage wasn't too bad. But again, they just go up and make plays, this Pittsburgh Central Catholic team. And as you blink, it's 21-7. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with you in a moment with more on the Westmoreland Sports Network from Spartans Stadium.
Hi, Westmoreland County football fans. This is Chad Ammon, president of the Westmoreland County Chamber of Commerce. At the Chamber, we open doors for businesses every day, providing our members with the tools, programs, and opportunities they need to grow. By helping our county businesses reach their goals, our community's overall quality of life is enhanced. Call 724-834-2900 or visit westmorelandchamber.com for your company to become a member of the Chamber of Commerce. The Westmoreland County Chamber of Commerce, building business, connecting communities, and empowering people.
Three Rivers Orthopedic and Spine Products Incorporated is an independent distributor of technology-based medical devices. They've partnered with the best in the industry to provide the most comprehensive product portfolio of any orthopedic and spine distributor in the tri-state area. Innovative products like Stryker's Get Around Knee is an example of one of the innovative products they offer through their exclusive vendor partnerships. Learn more about the company and their products by visiting the website at www.3riv.com.
Good return for Hempfield as they trail 21-7. Austin Gockel, number 28, with the nice return. As we came back from break, we're going to look at it here. Gockel able to scamper up the far sideline and get close to the 40-yard line, closer to the 35. We'll put him down at the 35. That's where he went out of bounds. So with 3:37 left, if you're Rich Bowen, you know, you wonder what you want to do here. Obviously, you don't want to go 3 and out and give the ball right back to Pittsburgh Central Catholic, but right now, do they have anything to lose either? I mean, you want to try to win the game as well, or at least give them a shot here, as Colin Critchfield will run for a couple, and now perhaps the Vikings will start using their timeouts. And indeed, they're going to use one here.
Yeah, Dan, to your point, I mean, if you're Hempfield, you're in the situation right now of, hey, do we try to run this clock out and maybe sustain a successful drive, maybe put some points on the board, or, you know, are we going to go 3 and out and give the ball back to Pittsburgh Central Catholic? And on Pittsburgh Central Catholic side of things, calling that timeout there, they're hoping that's the case and they can get the ball back and maybe put up another touchdown on the board going into half to make it 28-7. But if I'm Hempfield, I'm trying to get the ball across the 50, hopefully get a touchdown at the minimum, get a field goal. But I mean, they just need to erase this 3 minutes and 30 seconds and take this 2-touchdown deficit into the locker room.
The Westmoreland Sports Network congratulates our Week 2 Westmoreland County Player of the Week, Greensburg-Salem's Aaron Putt, as voted on by you, the fans. Aaron rushed for 171 yards, 3 touchdowns last week in the Golden Lions win at Laurel Highlands. And we'll get back to that in a moment as Hempfield's set to run a play here on 2nd down and 7, and the handoff straight up the middle, and a good surge initially, but it was Colin Critchfield being wrapped up quickly by the Vikings' Liam Slattery, and he'll get 1 yard, 3rd down and 6. Aaron will receive a prize pack from Permani Brothers on East Pittsburgh Street in Greensburg. He's also featured in an article you can read on westmorelandsports.com. Congratulations to our other finalists, Javon Thrift from Norwin, Latrobe's Jason Armstrong, and Aaron Totino from Ligonier Valley. We're going to take a quick timeout as Central Catholic will take another one. 3:25 to play here in this second quarter on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Good luck, Spartans, from Gianelli's Homestyle Italian Restaurant in Carbon. Whether it's our traditional or authentic pizza, pecan-crusted salmon, or our mouth-watering homemade pasta, Gianelli's is a family favorite. Every Monday and Tuesday features our famous pasta special where you can enjoy 2 spaghetti or rigatoni dinners for just $8.99. Dine in our elegant Italian atmosphere or call us for delivery at 724-853-6600. Gianelli's Homestyle Italian Restaurant, Thomas School Road in Carbon. Affordable dining at its best.
I'm Hempfield lineman AJ Weil, and this is the Westmoreland Sports Network.
All right, folks, we come back from break, and unfortunately the Spartans have just been sacked. Rameli was hit by David Green, the Pitt commit, and also Sinceri. There's a Pitt name as well, right?
Yeah, that's a Pitt and Pittsburgh Central Catholic name.
So take a look back at the replay. This is as we came back from break. Rameli going down and nothing you can do. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, not only does Green get past the first wave, and then he just manhandles one of the Hempfield running backs. 21-7 Central Catholic, trying to tightrope walk the far sideline is Gavin Thompson, a 6-foot junior.
Yeah, back to the comment with Green, but I think that was Colin Critchfield, but I don't blame Critchfield. I definitely would have got out of the way as well. That's a big boy.
Yes.
Big man, I should say.
Now Hempfield's going to take a timeout. All right, we'll take another timeout. Westmoreland Sports Network's coverage of Hempfield Spartans football will continue right after we take this break. It may be fall, but baseball season will be here before you know it. Atlantic Coast Baseball, based right here in Westmoreland County, organizes the biggest and most competitive AAU tournaments in the region, bringing more than 1,000 teams into Western PA since May. This spring, Atlantic Coast Baseball will host its Spring Baseball League, featuring 3 divisions and over 100 teams expected. To register, visit playacbaseball.com. Atlantic Coast Baseball. We're passionate about the game of baseball. Back to live action. Central Catholic 21, Hempfield 7. And the Vikings have the football at their own 39-yard line, and there is 2:40 to play. So plenty of time for the Vikings to try to get on the board again before the end of the half. And a strike to the far side of the field will go incomplete, as the intended receiver was Khalil Weathers, 6-foot senior. 2nd down. The Central Catholic team coming in with 5 new starters on the offensive line this season, plus 3 new wide receivers. 83 players on the team for the Vikings this year. And I think Dave made the comment as we came in. It's like, wow, they have a lot of guys out there. Indeed. Central Catholic, when they're warming up, man, looks like a college team. Vikings opened the season with a non-conference game against Erie Cathedral Prep. That was their only loss. They must be really good. They beat them 40-7. Erie Cathedral beat Pittsburgh Central Catholic 40-7 in the first game of the year, as getting pushed out of bounds just shy of the lead stick is Austin Vigilati. That'll stop the clock with 2:27 to play.
Yeah, and Pittsburgh Central Catholic got a lot of heat for that from the media in the area. How can you lose to Erie Cathedral Prep by 40? But I think that's another reason why they're trying to score here before the end of this half, to prove to people that they can put points on the board, and they're not just a defensive team.
There's Fisher with another quarterback sneak, and he's going to get the first down as he gets over midfield. Well, they're going to actually spot him down right at the midfield stripe. And that'll stop the clock as they reset the sticks with 2:24 left on it. First down right at midfield for the Vikings. Fisher going to go from the shotgun again. 3 receivers to the right. He's going to look that way and look out. Might have a pass coming here. Nope, it's going to be a wide receiver screen. And not really able to get up the field after being wrestled out of bounds is Jordan Reiningrover, the 5'10 senior. It looked like maybe that he was going to set up for a pass there, Ty, but instead he just took it forward.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a trick play there, but just a little screen pass out to the right and get as many yards as he can upfield.
Brose was there, and then DeAndreth was the one that grabbed him by the jersey and threw it. Looked like he was throwing him off the ropes there. Come with a clothesline right back to him, right? Just spun him around and threw him right to the sideline. Gain of 1, second down and 9 with 2:08 on the clock. Fisher will take the snap. He's back, has time, delivers to the right side, and is it going to be complete or not? Kind of got out of our camera angle there. They're going to say it's incomplete. Looking for Thompson, and indeed it will be a third down situation here for Pittsburgh Central Catholic. From the 49-yard line of Hempfield. And it will be Fisher going from the right hash this time with 4 wide receivers. Takes the shotgun snap. He's back. He's going to zing one to the far side of the field. The pass is caught. Can they make the tackle or not? See if he got to the first down. It was DeAndreth that was trying to ride down Khalil Weathers on the far side of the field. And I think he may have gotten it. He did. Not even going to measure on the far side of the field. Needed to get, as you can see, that lead stick over there to the 40. DeAndreth tried to keep him from getting there, but give credit to Weathers. He reached the ball out time, was able to get the first down.
Yeah, I think he got the first down, but I don't think anybody could see it on the screen. But the bottom official was about a yard short compared to the top official on the screen. So maybe the officials are trying to get to the locker room too as well.
First down from the Hempfield 40, clock moving with 1:40 to play here in the second quarter. Fisher with the snap, he's back, and now the pocket breaking down, gets away from a Hempfield defender, pump fake, and now he's going to take off, and Fisher goes to the 20-yard line. Sweet moves by Troy Fisher, got away from a Hempfield defender in the backfield, and then he showed his burst and picks up a big gain.
Yeah, Fisher's definitely a passing quarterback, and he's able to get out of the pocket when he needs to. But this play right here is just showing 3 years of experience and, what happens when a play breaks down.
That was Brock Barnhart that had a chance at him in the backfield. He whiffed, and one of the other Spartans, looked like Grant Hips, may have had a chance at him too before DeAndreth kind of gives him a tap as he goes out of bounds. First down from the Hempfield 16-yard line, 1:28 on the clock. Fisher with the shotgun snap, dropping. Fisher's going to throw one on the crossing route. It's caught, and trying to turn upfield and get towards the pylon, but not quite able to get there is Gavin Thompson. Thompson will be ushered out of bounds prior to getting to the pylon, but he does pick up a first down. They're going to drop the sticks. First down and goal from the 2.
First and goal, Vikings.
So the Vikings have a chance to make this in a hurry, a 28-7 game. See if Fisher tries to take it himself again. He does, and he's going to push his way into the end zone. Yes, for the Pittsburgh Central Catholic touchdown. And it looked like we had a chance, Ty, to go into halftime, maybe even at 7-7 or 14-7, and all of a sudden it's 27-7 with the extra point forthcoming.
Yeah, Central Catholic definitely accomplished what they wanted there to get another touchdown. But this also brings in the light, Dan, that the mercy rule could be in effect pending Central Catholic getting another touchdown. But to go back to our question with is Fisher, calling that QB sneak by himself. I think I saw it there when he taps the right butt cheek of his center. I think that's his signal to get the QB sneak, and that's what he did on that play to get the touchdown.
Spartan down.
Yeah, right there on the hip, he's tapping him.
Yeah. Good eye by you, Ty. Yeah, absolutely. And, when you have, again, a senior that has played for 3 years like that, I mean, I'm sure has a lot of reign to be able to do things like that and make changes at the line or call plays at the line. As walking off here slowly will be A.J. Weil. Oh, boy, you hate to see that. He's had a pretty good senior year, A.J. Weil has. You see Doc Masterson, a concussion specialist at Excella Health, who does a lot of work with Seton Hill University as well. Of course, so do we, so we see Doc a lot. But yeah, going back to that, good eye by you, and obviously has a lot of options when he gets up to the line of scrimmage, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, not only does he have the experience to see what type of play there is, but to your point, Dan, 3-year starter. I doubt that the offensive coordinator has any problem with him making that call at the line.
Extra point is good, and Pittsburgh Central Catholic will take a 28-7 lead. So they will indeed get back on the scoreboard before the end of the first half. We'll take a break. We'll have the final seconds for you of the first half coming up in a moment right here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
The University of Pittsburgh isn't just in Pittsburgh. Pitt Greensburg is located about 40 miles southeast of Pittsburgh in the beautiful Laurel Highlands. Founded in 1963, Pitt Greensburg offers its graduates a 4-year Pitt degree. With 1,700 full-time students, Pitt Greensburg boasts an 18-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio and an average class size of 25. Plan your visit today. Call 724-836-9880. Pitt Greensburg, where quality is affordable.
This is linebacker Josh Barth, and you're watching Hempfield football on Westmoreland Sports.
Opalco set to boot it away, just 1:17 on the clock, and we blink, and Pittsburgh Central Catholic has a 28-7 lead. Opalco with the run-up, kick is away. And it's a kick that's taken deep by Gockel, and Gockel will jump to around the 17-yard line. Spartans will have the football right there. Hempfield, as Gockel looks like he's limping there again. He had an issue either with a cramp or an ankle or something a little earlier. Charlie Horse coming to the sideline, probably going to see Miss Bros again.
Although she's kind of busy right now with
oh, that's true.
Weil.
Yeah, Gockel just went down, and it looks like they're stretching out the right leg.
Yep, cramp.
First down from the 18-yard line. Hempfield trying to run out the clock, but look out here. This is Colin Critchfield, and Critchfield with a good run over the 30-yard line. And when you start like that on a 2-minute drill, you start thinking, if you're Rich Bowen, that, hey, maybe we'll get to the line and see what we can do here.
And Critchfield lowered the boom there, too.
Critchfield nothing this time. Pittsburgh Central Catholic said, all right, none of that. And Critchfield will run it for maybe 1 or 2 yards. And now the clock will run to 47 seconds here in the first half. Again, coming up at halftime, we'll have a performance by the Hempfield Marching Band. We'll also have our Westmoreland Sports Network halftime show that I had a chance to do with TJ DeStefano, our good pal that works for 1480 WCNS, as a straight run off the left side for Blake Romali. And Romali will pick up about 4 or 5. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. We had a chance to talk about some of the leaders from last week's action, and we also have a clip for you coming up on that halftime show with Coach John Ruane of the Penn Trafford Warriors talking about Brett LaFoon hanging them up as he will no longer be playing football. There's an interception with no time left on the clock. Picking off the pass is Laconi, and Laconi's going to try to return this one, but Hempfield will stick him on the far side of the field. So Cam Laconi with the interception, and right there, if you're Blake Romali, you know, just try to take a shot downfield. And Laconi there, able to get a good return on the play, but the bottom line is he didn't get in the end zone.
Yeah, definitely a shot by Romali, but on the other end of that, if Lacone breaks any type of tackle and crosses the 40-yard line heading to the end zone, that would have been disastrous for Hempfield.
Ty, that was Blake Romali that tackled him, and I mean, that was a perfect form tackle. He really stuck him.
Oh, that was him that tackled him.
It was Blake that actually made the tackle.
Yeah, well, he plays a little defense.
Yes,
in
he
his spare
does.
time.
Yes, he does. All right, so we are going to go to commercial break. I believe since we only have one band today, we're going to have the performance by the Hempfield Marching Band coming up right after this break. So don't go away. Our Westmoreland Sports Network halftime show is coming up. We'll have the performance by the marching band, and we also will have our chat and our weekly halftime show with TJ DeStefano and folks talking about Westmoreland County High School football. That's on the way, along with scores, stats, and what was that? A drone. A drone just came flying out of the sky.
Wow. It exploded on the field.
We have the replay for that one. Yikes. Jeez.
You don't see that too often.
Dave, my drone has never done that yet.
You have a drone?
Not yet. I do.
Wow.
I do. We were able to film a few things. We actually took a nice shot of the drone coming up Seton Hill's hill there. I don't know if you're ever up on campus or not. But coming up the hill with all the trees there, yeah, it's really nice. But yeah, so the drone. Oh, that's a shame. I wonder if that's the band. Is that the band's drone then? They were probably videoing the. I'll tell you what, some of these drones, like the one that I got, and thankfully it was like Cyber Monday when I got it because it was somewhat expensive. But, you know, when you get it on Cyber Monday, you get a good deal on it. So, but some of these drones that you have, it almost takes it out of your hand. It's almost impossible to crash it. I know that sounds crazy. But, you know, it has – oh, we are going to have Central Catholic. Okay. So, you know, when it goes towards a building, it has like a sensor on it to where it'll just stop. Like if it tries to run into a building, it'll stop. And it really, if it starts to lose battery and it's up in the air, it'll automatically land. So you can't even. Wow. So nothing like. So
autopilot.
Yeah, exactly, which is great if I'm controlling it. So.
I don't know what happened there with that drone.
But yeah, I don't know either. I'm curious to see what in the world happened.
I'm just going to say rest in peace.
But I feel bad. I feel badly if that was the Hempfield drone. All right.
That'll be trending.
Yeah, exactly. 28-7, Pittsburgh Central Catholic leads at halftime. We are going to take a break, and we are going to have the halftime show for you coming up. It is our halftime show on the Westmoreland Sports Network. And after we do that, we're going to have the Hempfield Marching Band for you. So we're going to take a break and be back with our halftime show right after we take these messages.
Want to know where the top area student athletes are heading to play after high school? All the information you need is on our Westmoreland County College Commitment page. The page features a list of current Westmoreland County high school athletes that have committed to play a sport at the next level. From football to basketball to swimming, from Division I to Division III, our College Commitment page has you covered. Check it out now on westmorelandsports.com.
A firefighter's duty. Fighting fires, rescuing citizens, performing copious kettlebell exercises demands a daring degree of readiness. A degree of readiness achieved eating fulfillingly flavorful Firehouse subs. With premium carved meats and cheeses steamed to tasty magnificence, then piled onto toasted rolls. Is your footwear connected to your pants? No, it's not. Because you're not a firefighter. But you can be ready like one.
Get a meal fit for a firefighter at Firehouse Subs in Greensburg. 724-600-7220. The hero of all subs.
Visit the Glass City Stained Glass Restoration and Gift Shop in the heart of downtown Jeanette. They offer endless possibilities of stained glass colors and textures with a large selection of lead, copper foil, tools, and equipment. They repair and restore churches, your home, or your business. The Gift Shop has sun catchers, night lights, stepping stones, photo art, and more. Imagine beautiful stained glass windows in your skylights, family rooms, or foyer. They also offer stained glass classes. Stop by the Glass City or call 724-527-CITY, online at theglasscity.com.
For more on Westmoreland County sports this fall, visit our website, westmorelandsports.com. While you're there, you can read news articles, view fall sports teams, rosters, and schedules, plus listen and watch archived broadcasts. Check out our website all season long. We'd love to have you. That's westmorelandsports.com.
I'm Hempfield head football coach Rich Bowen, and this is the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to the Week 3 edition of the Westmoreland Sports Network Halftime Show with the sports guy, TJ DeStefano, and also on PA Talk 98.7 FM, AM 910 WAVL, and News Talk 1480 WCNS. I welcome back to the Halftime Show this week my good friend. He is the owner and president of the Westmoreland Sports Network, Dan Flickinger. Good evening, Dan.
Good evening, TJ. Looking forward to some good halftime talk here tonight.
As always, and we'll start as we usually do. We'll take a look at the Week 2 top players. We'll also look at the rankings in the WPIAL for this week, and we'll also have some other news and notes along with the top games for Week 3. So I will start by giving the top rushers from last week. We'll call this the class of 200s here in the rushing category. Marcus Hooker, 262 yards from Newcastle. Lionel Deans, 212 from St. LaSalle. Hunter Perry, 209 from Charleroi, Melvin Blanks 205 from North Hills, and John Delino 202 from Bethel Park. The top passer last week was Seth Cohen, 412 yards. He was 14 of 32 from Highlands High School. And our top receivers last week were Austin Vitek, 9 for 116 from Brentwood, Turner Gray, 9 for 106 from Avonworth, and Mateo Van Dima, 8 for 104 from West Allegheny. And Dan, you have some local guys who had big weeks last week in the WPIAL.
I do. I want to know, I guess Aiden Kane didn't have 27 catches last week. I talked with Rich Bowen from Hempfield joking around before their game against Mount Lebanon last week, and he said, man, if he goes out and gets 12 catches against us tonight, it's not a good night for him because he had 27 the week before. So
I didn't see his name listed on any of the stats, so I'm assuming he didn't have a big week.
Some of the local guys that had big weeks, Aaron Totino from Ligonier Valley, how about 6 catches for 116 yards, 4 touchdowns. Javon Thrift from Norwin, 177 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns. He also caused a fumble on the defensive side where he's even better. Adam Rudzinski from Franklin Regional threw for 3 touchdowns, quarterback, 215 yards. How about Aaron Putt, our player of the week on the Westmoreland Sports Network? You got to see him up close and personal, TJ, last week. 23 carries, 171 yards, and 3 touchdowns for him. Jason Armstrong from Latrobe, Wildcats with a big win last week. 2 touchdowns for Jason, plus a rushing touchdown. You look at some other guys as well. Cam LaFoon, 10 of 14, 167 yards. Cam from Penn Trafford High School. Braden Brose continues to just be a monster tight end for Hempfield. He had 6 catches for 92 yards last week. So those are some of the local guys that had some big weeks last week.
And let's take a look at our Tribune-Review Rankings after Week 2. And these are the top 5 in each classification, starting in 6A, Pine Richland, Pittsburgh Central Catholic, Bethel Park, Mount Lebanon, and Penn Hills. 5A, West Allegheny, Penn Trafford, Gateway, Franklin Regional, and McKeesport. 4A, Thomas Jefferson, South Fayette, Bell Vernon, Montour, and West Mifflin. 3A, Aliquippa, Central Valley, Seton LaSalle, South Park, and Beaver. 2A, Steel Valley, Washington, East Allegheny, Riverside, and Brentwood. And 1A, Clairton, Jeanette, Amani Christian, Rochester, and Union. Again, those are the rankings.
Always seems like it comes down to Clairton and Jeanette. You know,
always.
They're the top 2 teams every year in 1A, especially the last 2 years when they move it to 6 classifications. And that last game of the year, which, by the way, is at Clairton this year, it's going to be incredible like it usually is, although the Bears have the Jayhawks number so far. So we'll see if Jeanette can turn the tide this year.
And this Amani Christian team, I think, is pretty good,
Yeah, that's
too.
going to be a great game as well, Jeanette and Amani Christian.
Noise, yeah,
they're playing next week, I believe. Jeanette and Amani. So that's interesting. Yeah, Amani really took it to Greensburg Central Catholic a few weeks ago, so we'll see what happens there.
And just some of these other, like Penn Trafford, they're number 2 in 5A. 4A, I think there's 3 teams in Greensburg-Salem section. Thomas Jefferson, Bell Vernon, and West Mifflin are all ranked, plus Montour, their non-section games.
Yeah,
their
that makes
non-section team is ranked.
I'll tell you what, TJ. I mean, you get to see those teams up close. I mean, that conference is a meat grinder, and so is Penn Trafford's conference. They got to go up against, Franklin Regional and, just talking about the local teams there. But look who Latrobe has to go up against too in that conference. Gateway's in there, and so I mean, there's a lot of great teams in that conference, and we'll see who comes out. Penn Trafford was 7-3 last year and didn't make the playoffs. So
I know that's nuts.
So there you go.
And on a regular year, they would have. That would have been good enough to get you
yeah, easily. If it was like the old alignment, they definitely would have. We take a look at some of the news and notes. We start. Seton Hill's been trying to really get a lot of local recruits. They've been really focusing on that, and they threw out a number of scholarship offers last week. Penn Trafford's senior lineman Will Mayer, Greensburg-Salem's senior quarterback linebacker Jake Hoyle, Latrobe's senior quarterback linebacker Jason Armstrong, also Fox Chapel senior lineman Jesse Cohen, all received scholarship offers from Seton Hill University. The first college offers for Mayer and Hoyle. Armstrong also has an offer from another PSAC school in Millersville. So Seton Hill trying to really improve that local recruiting. That's something that Coach Collins has talked about a lot at Seton Hill. And but most of all, congratulations to those guys. It's great to have options, and I'm sure these are just the first of many scholarship offers for those guys I just mentioned.
Definitely. And it's good to see. And I talked to Coach Collins too, and I asked him about the trying to get the local kids. And you hear that all the time with any of these coaches at any level. They always got to try to get the local kids and keep them. And it's tough for Seton Hill, as you and I know. They're competing against all kind of schools.
Yeah, IUP, Cal, Slippery Rock, who has, you look at their history of those programs. It's tough to compete with that until you can build your own history, and it's tough to build your own history when you're competing with those programs. But there's a lot of opportunity there to recruit locally. I mean, the guys are always going to be around. They can get to the university to work out in the summer. They're more dependable. Sometimes you have guys from Florida, as you know, and all over the place, and from year to year, you don't know if they're going to come back the next year. You just don't. But the local guys are a little more dependable in that way.
And also Seton Hill too. They're competing with St. Vincent.
They're
absolutely trying to get all these local kids too. Yeah. So the competition for all these players is tough. So hopefully, Seton Hill, maybe some of these guys, it's early, but maybe they'll land a few of these guys here, and I'm sure they're going to continue to offer more as we go along here.
Well, a couple of big storylines, TJ, I wanted to talk about. Well, we'll leave the biggest one, I think for last. I wanted to mention, for those that don't know, Derry running back Sean Broadway last week, who's been having a great start to his season, taking over for Tyler Balega. He was actually carried off on a stretcher last week. Precautionary, he has a bruised vertebrae. He's going to be okay. It's a game time decision whether he's going to play tonight. So sometimes, it's a scary scene for sure, and I'm sure it was scary for Sean, who's a good kid. But a lot of the times it is, just precautionary, and that's a good thing that they take those precautions, but it looks like he's going to be fine. Just a bruised vertebrae. He's kind of day by day and see if he'll play tonight. Another big storyline, TJ, I talk about it every week, but it has to be Greensburg-Salem, right? I mean, I know they lost to Hempfield in their first game, but that game didn't matter, and they've won every game since then. They've won their last two, and I know they certainly have a huge challenge tonight going up against one of the best programs in the WPIAL. And some people say it's a measuring stick. I don't know if it's a measuring stick. Even if they lose tonight, I think they still have to be happy with their great start, and they can move on and continue what they try to make the playoffs. I don't know if it's a measuring stick game tonight, but it's nice to see them at home at Offutt Field finally go up against one of the best programs in the WPIAL. I think they're going to be a lot of charged up people in Greensburg.
Yeah, I'm tired of being on the road first 3 weeks. But yeah, I agree. It's going to be a challenge. Everyone knows. And as I said earlier, if they can beat the teams they're supposed to beat and then can steal a game here and there, which obviously I think the Ringgold game was a steal because they didn't beat them last year. They beat Laurel Highlands. Now this next stretch, Thomas Jefferson, Bell Vernon, and West Mifflin are going to be tough. If they can find somewhere in there to get a win, maybe two, that's going to be key for them, I think.
Yeah, play well and stay healthy as well. I think that's important going through that tough ringer. The last storyline, it actually broke right after we recorded our show for last Friday night. Brett LaFoon, the all-time leading passer at Penn Trafford, he was a sophomore at Grove City, decided to hang him up, and it was really sad to hear that. He made the announcement on Twitter, and he told his team and coaches, and put the announcement there on Twitter. He had an amazing freshman year at Grove City, obviously amazing career at Penn Trafford, the all-time leading passer. His brother is still at Penn Trafford as their starting quarterback this year in Cam LaFoon. But Brett decided after a bad concussion last year, he said, if I have another one, I'm done. And he had another one this year in the first game of the year, and he decided to hang him up. So I have a lot of respect for him. It's a Division III school, nothing against Division III, but he doesn't have any scholarship money. So, do you want to keep putting your head in harm's way, or do you want to say, I'm not getting scholarship money? And he's a very smart kid, too. He's majoring in engineering. Okay. So he's probably going to be making more than us combined at some point.
Yeah,
I would
definitely.
imagine. Yeah, maybe not you, TJ, but me for sure. But I have a lot of respect for him. We talked with Penn Trafford coach John Ruane, as we always do, before our PT game last week when they played Plum. Dave Floyd talked to him, and we've covered John for a long time. He's a great guy, one of the best coaches in the WPIAL. He's not a real emotional guy, but when we talked to John, Coach Ruane, he definitely got a little emotional about Brett hanging him up, and we have a little clip for you here. Here's what Coach Ruane had to say to us about Brett LaFoon, unfortunately hanging him up last week.
It's really tough to watch him not play because he's such a good football player, such a good leader. He was doing great things at Grove City. Their coaching staff loves him. So it's tough. It's hard for any of our guys when they hang it up. But when you don't get a chance to go out on your own terms, you don't get to finish your career the way you'd like to in football. It's just hard. It's hard to see, and I feel terrible for him. He's at peace with his decision, but it doesn't make it any easier for. For all the people that love to watch him play and know what he's all about. He's such a good person, adds so much to this program. I mean, he was this program. The current kids that we have now look up to those guys, and, it's just tough. It's tough because he did everything for us, but it's always tough when someone gets hurt. I always feel guilty as a coach, like there's nothing that I did, but I almost feel like anytime one of our guys gets hurt in high school, I just feel like terrible. And to see it happen at college when a guy was in his prime, it just makes it all the worse.
Yeah, so there's Coach Ruane's perspective of it, and certainly an emotional time for Penn Trafford, not because of the decision, but because he had to make the decision. That's why the programs definitely didn't want to see that. So that's all for me, TJ. Thanks for having me again, and we'll do it again next week.
Yeah, we will. And thanks, Dan, for coming in. And again, that'll wrap up our halftime show for this week. Again, thanks to Dan for joining us, and you can check him out, the Westmoreland Sports Network, www.westmorelandsports.com. Follow them on Facebook and on Twitter at WestmorelandSN. Also, I invite you to join me for the Westmoreland Sports Report Saturday mornings at 6:30 on News Talk 1480 WCNS, worldwide on 1480.
The University of Pittsburgh isn't just in Pittsburgh. Pitt Greensburg is located about 40 miles southeast of Pittsburgh in the beautiful Laurel Highlands. Founded in 1963, Pitt Greensburg offers its graduates a 4-year Pitt degree. With 1,700 full-time students, Pitt Greensburg boasts an 18-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio and an average class size of 25. Plan your visit today. Call 724-836-9880. Pitt Greensburg, where quality is affordable.
A firefighter's duty. Fighting fires, rescuing citizens, performing copious kettlebell exercises demands a daring degree of readiness. A degree of readiness achieved, eating fulfillingly flavorful firehouse subs. With premium carved meats and cheeses steamed to tasty magnificence, then piled onto toasted rolls. Is your footwear connected to your pants? No, it's not. Because you're not a firefighter. But you can be ready like one.
Get a meal fit for a firefighter at Firehouse Subs in Greensburg. 724-600-7220. The hero of all subs.
I'm quarterback Justin Swolowski, and this is Spartans Football on Westmoreland Sports Network.
The band is under the direction of Mr. Brian Parsons, the assistant director of Nancy Summer and Andy Brown. Band directors are Kim Hill and Brown. Ladies and gentlemen, the band has to invite you to our annual band festival tomorrow evening here at Kansas Stadium. Come check out the local high school and college band, as well as all three Hempfield middle schools and your sports and church band. The music begins at 7 o'clock. We hope to see you all here tomorrow evening.
There's the Hempfield Spartans Marching Band at halftime. We want to thank you for tuning into our broadcast here tonight on the Westmoreland Sports Network. With Ty Hanlon, I'm Dan Flickinger, and we have some things to get to here at halftime as we await the teams coming back on the field. We got the end of the Hempfield Marching Band performance there. When you get a chance to take a look at the standings coming into tonight's game, you see the Spartans, again, winless so far in the Southeastern Conference. Bethel Park and Norwin are playing tonight. We do have some updates on these games, but Cannon McMillan, Mount Lebanon also playing tonight. Peters Township and Altoona, the other matchup tonight in the Southeastern Conference, as you saw the standings there. And, of course, Bethel Park and Norwin live tonight on the Westmoreland Sports Network. And there you go, the Northern 7 Conference where Pittsburgh Central Catholic is. And, Ty, if you want to take a look at some scores, I want to thank everybody, all of our great folks back at the studio for sending us the scores all night long. And you can follow us on Twitter at WestmorelandSN for more scores here tonight as well.
Yeah, we have Lake Trobe is up on Kiski area 27-13 at half.
Oh, good for them.
We have Derry area 48 over South Moreland, who has 0 at half. The Penn Trafford Warriors are up over Woodland Hills 20-2 at half, so Woodland Hills got a safety somehow. And then probably the shocker for me is Clareton 8, Greensburg Central Catholic 0 at half at Greensburg Central Catholic. And then another tight game in the 6A is Mount Lebanon 10, Cannon McMillan 10 at halftime.
Big game there, yeah.
Yeah, and the probably the blowout so far that I've seen, McKeesport 54, Connellsville 0, and I got that text about 2 minutes ago with 3 minutes left in the second quarter. So.
And the other score too. Did you mention York and Hopewell on there?
Oh, I did not, but that is York 27, Hopewell 26 at half.
At halftime. So how about that? The Cougars trying to bounce back in a big way today as well over a good Hopewell team. So we'll see if York can pull off the win. But you mentioned, when you said when we were on the halftime show there that Clareton was only leading 8-0 over Greensburg Central Catholic. I mean, that is a score right there. And perhaps Clareton could run away with it in the second half, but still, to have that at halftime, I know GCC is looking for building blocks right now as a football program. Trying to get back to where they used to be, and with that prominence in the area. So that'd be huge if they could stick with them and maybe pull out a win in the second half.
Yeah, that's definitely big for GCC. And the other thing that I thought of on the flip end of that is, we have that Clareton Jeanette matchup later in the season, and if I'm Jeanette right now, who's probably maybe a lot of them are actually at that game right now since they play. Tomorrow.
Yeah, they could be.
They could be watching that game, scouting and all of that.
I'm sure the coaching staff's there at least.
Oh yeah, they're probably licking their chops right now with the way the Claretons played. Not being there, of course, but with the score 8-0. But that'll be interesting to follow along with for the remainder of that game.
Well, the Hempfield Spartans got off to a good start here tonight, folks. It was a score of 7-7 after. Or it was 7-0 Pittsburgh Central Catholic after 1. We'll take a look back at the scoring here from the first half. It was at the 2:04 mark of the first quarter, a 46-yard touchdown pass to Cam Laconey from Fisher, and that made it a 7-0 lead in favor of Pittsburgh Central Catholic. But look at this play to Nick DeAndreth, a 39-yard touchdown pass at the 9:48 mark of the second quarter, and this knotted up things at 7-7 as Nick DeAndreth snuck behind the secondary and was able to drop that ball into him was Blake Romali, and he caught it for the touchdown. But Pittsburgh Central Catholic, with 5 minutes left in the second quarter, would score on a 3-yard touchdown run by Dronte Jones. We're looking at the play right here. This led to the touchdown by Jones. This was called a catch, and we look back at it, and it looks like the receiver was juggling the football, as you saw right there, going out of bounds, but officials don't have the luxury of we do, like instant replay. So it was called a catch, and that led here to the touchdown run, as you're going to see here in a moment, by Jones off the left side. Now that of 3 yards, Opalco with the extra point, and it was 14-7 Pittsburgh Central Catholic. Just a few minutes later, at the 3:45 mark of the second quarter, it was Cory Thomas Jr. doing that. What a great catch by him as he went into the end zone to give Pittsburgh Central Catholic a 21-7 lead. And they got the ball back, and they scored again with 1:17 on the clock. It was a plunge for Troy Fisher of 2 yards. 2-yard touchdown run, extra point was good, and that made it 28-7 as we are at the halftime break and getting ready for the start of the second half. So as you saw the replays there and heard when those touchdowns were scored, again, Pittsburgh Central Catholic got off to a sluggish start today. Hempfield got off to a good start. Again, they had it tied 7-7 throughout the second quarter until about the midway point, and then Central Catholic flexed its muscles, and they were able to score 3 straight touchdowns to take this 28-7 lead as we get ready for the start of the second half. And you're seeing the Hempfield sideline right now, and once again, Justin Slowoski down there somewhere. We certainly hope that he will be back sooner rather than later with that separated shoulder. You see Blake Ramaley taking his warm-up throws, and as we mentioned on our pregame show, nothing against Blake, but he's still a young player, and when you have a guy like Justin Slowoski being out, I mean, it's tough being a Division I player that he is. We'll have the second half for you coming up in a moment right here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Visit the Glass City Stained Glass Restoration and Gift Shop in the heart of downtown Jeanette. They offer endless possibilities of stained glass colors and textures with a large selection of lead, copper foil, tools, and equipment. They repair and restore churches, your home, or your business. The Gift Shop has sun catchers, night lights, stepping stones, photo art, and more. Imagine beautiful stained glass windows in your skylights, family rooms, or foyer. They also offer stained glass classes. Stop by the Glass City or call 724-527-CITY, online at theglasscity.com.
For more on Westmoreland County sports this fall, visit our website, westmorelandsports.com. While you're there, you can read news articles, view fall sports teams, rosters, and schedules, plus listen and watch archived broadcasts. Check out our website all season long. We'd love to have you. That's westmorelandsports.com.
Back here for the start of the third quarter with Ty Hanlon. I'm Dan Flickinger. David Oliverio on the camera here tonight. It'll be Hempfield football as the Spartans get set to receive the opening kick of the second half. 28-7 in favor of the Vikings. This crossover game, if you will, between the Southeastern Conference and the Northern 7 Conference. Second half is underway, and catching it on the run at the 5-yard line is Roby, and Roby will get taken down at around the 23-yard line, as the Hempfield Spartans will get set to take over from that point. As we see Roby getting a nice head of steam, and Roby's again been a crucial member of this Hempfield team here tonight, the sophomore. A lot of young players on this Hempfield team, and a good job there by Roby on the return. And we're getting a shot. That's A.J. Weil, folks. Unfortunately, A.J., who was injured late in that first half, on crutches right now. You see the shoulder pads off for AJ, so we hope it's nothing serious. But one thing it's good to see, it doesn't look like there's a brace, he's not wearing a boot or anything like that, but, and there's Slowoski too, number 11 right in front of him.
Yeah, Dan, that might just be a caution thing for weeks coming.
Handoff to the right side, running behind right guard is Austin Gockel, and Gockel will not get a whole lot of yardage there. The 5'8", 140-pound senior gets 2, second down and 8, Sinceri on the tackle. Yeah, but you're right. Again, we talked about this too, Ty, at the beginning of the game. I mean, I know you want to win and everything, but it really, this game is a non-conference game. So, I know the Spartans want to win, and especially since they're off to an 0-2 start in the conference, but, you want to make sure guys are healthy down the road here. Ramaley in the shotgun on second down and 8. He's back. He has time. Now he's being flushed. Rolling out to his right. He's going to take off with the football and maybe pick up a yard. Chasing him out of bounds on the far sideline was Amar Allen for Pittsburgh Central Catholic.
Yeah, Dan, it'll be third down here, but a little bit interesting here for Hempfield to see if they made any type of adjustment against this Pittsburgh Central Catholic defense. But so far, I think Central Catholic's doing exactly what they want to do and forcing Hempfield into a third down.
It'll be third down and 7, we'll say, from the 26-yard line. Opening possession of the second half for Hempfield. And they go from the right hash mark, showing blitz. It's an all-out blitz for Pittsburgh Central Catholic. Rolling out of there and tucking it under is Ramaley, and Ramaley's not going to be able to turn upfield. The Vikings able to show that all-out blitz And, perhaps a veteran quarterback maybe tries to stand in there and deliver a pass somewhere. But again, being a sophomore, he just kind of took off immediately, tried to use his athleticism, and just couldn't get up the field.
Yeah, the pocket kind of collapsed on Romali there. But I think there was a flag in that play, too. I don't know if Pittsburgh Central Catholic's going to decline it or take it. But regardless of what happened, not good for Hempfield.
13-0 Bethel Park leads Norwin at halftime, and I just got a text message from our pal Dave Franzak, who's broadcasting the game. He put terrible officials. There you go. All right, I don't know if we are going to have, it's going to be a holding penalty against the Spartans, but they will decline it, of course, to bring up a 4th down situation here for Hempfield, and they are going to, of course, punt it away, being at their own 28.
A little different formation here for special teams. Kind of spread out.
Thompson and Latone
2 protectors for Isaiah DeAndreth, and now some of the Vikings will come up closer to the line of scrimmage. And you're right, the gunners to the right side are kind of spread out. Now DeAndreth's going to boot one. It's a pretty good punt, as taking it over his shoulder at around the 30-yard line was Eric Fredershirt. And a good tackle made once again by our guy. It was Udall Moretta.
Yeah, Moretta's made 2 tackles now on special teams. Getting down there quicker than anybody, that's for sure.
Moretta getting to him. And he stayed with him as well.
Almost identical plays there. That first tackle he had, the guy was kind of still, trying to stay up and running. Same thing there.
Out there having some fun on special teams, Udall Moretta. And I'm sure he was challenged this week. Every aspect of Pittsburgh Central Catholic's game is dangerous, so I'm sure the special teamers were really challenged by the Hempfield coaching staff. And Jason Ross, who is their special teams coach, really good guy, by the way. Give a shout out to Coach Ross, also an assistant athletic director here at Hempfield. And wow, not the way that Pittsburgh Central Catholic wanted to start their first possession of the second half. They're going to have to take a timeout already. So a timeout will be called by Pittsburgh Central Catholic. That'll give us a chance to once again congratulate our week number 2 Westmoreland County Player of the Week, Greensburg-Salem's Aaron Putt, as voted on by you, the fans. Aaron rushed for 171 yards and 3 touchdowns last week in the Golden Lions win at Laurel Highlands. Aaron receives a prize pack from Permanis on East Pittsburgh Street in Greensburg, and will be featured in an article you can read on westmorelandsports.com. Congratulations to our other finalists, Javon Thrift from Norwin, Latrobe's Jason Armstrong, and also Aaron Tatino from Ligonier Valley. Vikings get a good shot there of the 3-year starter Troy Fisher as he gets set from the shotgun. First down and 10 from the 31-yard line. Handoff straight up the middle of the field, and a couple of good cracks there for the Hempfield defenders. Not much running room in there for Gavin Thompson. Or no, I'm sorry, that was number 9, Dontre Jones, who had a touchdown run in the first half.
If there's a silver lining in tonight's game for Hempfield, it's definitely been their defensive line. I think they've played very well up front. They're making the plays that they should be when the ball is rushed.
Handoff again, juggling the football. We saw that once earlier today, and off the right tackle comes Dontre Jones, close to the 40-yard line. And he will get right to the 40 for a pickup of 6, setting up a 3rd down and 1.
3rd and 2.
Roger Downs, the PA announcer here at Hempfield, and you heard him on our broadcast last week, was in here at halftime and actually said that Pittsburgh Central Catholic, they don't go both ways up front, which I was not aware of. That's interesting. More good penetration for Hempfield, but burrowing his way forward for the first down will be the running back Jones. Hips on the tackle, but not before he could pick up the first down. Again, you saw some penetration there in the backfield, but Jones able to run off that right side and get a first down. So it's first down and 10 from the Pittsburgh Central Catholic 42-yard line. First drive of the second half for the Vikings. And Fisher will go with a wing to the right, wide receiver either way, play fake. Fisher is back. Fisher's going to load up. He's going to take a shot down the middle of the field, triple coverage, and it's tipped and caught, and it's a touchdown for Pittsburgh Central Catholic. Oh my, one of the Spartans had their hands on it. I thought it was intercepted at first. Might have been Jared Bannon. We'll take a look at the replay here. But the Vikings get a little bit of a gift, and it is a long TD pass for Fisher.
Once again, just a beautiful ball by Fisher. I just don't understand how he even caught this ball. I thought it was going to be intercepted by the Hempfield defensive back there.
You see the triple coverage there and the closing speed, and indeed it was Bannon that had a chance at it, and it hit off apparently of his hands and right into the hands. And Pittsburgh Central Catholic with the extra point will make it 35-7. 9 minutes, 13 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. The Vikings have struck again. We'll be back on the Westmoreland Sports Network right after we take this timeout. Good luck to tonight's teams from Lisa Monzo for Westmoreland County Court Judge. Lisa Monzo has 25 years of diverse legal experience. In her personal life, Lisa's been a Sunday school teacher and an elder trustee at First Presbyterian Church. She's also been endorsed by the Pennsylvania State Police and was the first attorney to bring conflict resolution training to Hempfield schools through Project Peace. Vote Lisa Monzo for Westmoreland County Court Judge on November 7th. Responsible Justice. Paid for by friends of Lisa Monzo.
At Dehar Orthodontics, we understand how important choosing the right doctor is to you. Meet doctors Philip and Nicholas Dehar. They've been putting their patients first for over a combined 45 years. Both are certified in traditional metal braces, cosmetic braces, and Invisalign. Dehar Orthodontics also treats TMJ disorder and sleep apnea. Open Monday through Saturday, it's Dehar Orthodontics in Greensburg, Irwin, and Latrobe.
Kickoff will be taken by an up man for the Spartans, and he'll get driven out of bounds on the far side at around the 30-yard line. Unfortunately, we don't have a camera on the other side of the field where we could actually see if that did tip off the hands of Jared Bannon, or maybe it just went right through his hands. But again, as we take another look at the replay, just a tremendous job, as you mentioned, Ty, as we were coming back here off the air, of concentration.
Yeah, for him to make that play with, I mean, he had two guys behind him and he kind of left him in the dust, but with Bannon coming across the safety position, to still make that catch, didn't look like it was tipped or anything like that. Just a heck of a play by Thompson. 58 yards on the catch, and here's Brose, the big tight end, making himself available, makes the catch and goes to the 41-yard line for 9 yards. As Romeli will put it right on him. Yeah, that's been a little surprising for me, Dan. With I thought Hempfield, when they maybe were struggling or couldn't really do anything on offense, that they'd try to specialize getting the ball to Brose, but I think that might be only his second or third catch today.
Romeli, play fake, steps up in the pocket, and he's going to go down. Just nothing there, and again, obviously, and we have some pushing and shoving after the play there. When you have a situation where you're play faking the football, obviously it takes more time to develop, and that tends to happen when you have a good defensive line you're going up against. You're going to get pressure in the backfield.
Yeah, and speaking of that defensive line, I don't think David Green is in the ball game right now. They might have put in some backups to get some reps.
Saw a push there by Anthony DeFalco, number 32 for Pittsburgh Central Catholic. 28-7 lead for the Vikings, and Romeli, pump fake, guy right in his face, and he's going to run out of the pocket. He's going to throw it away. And another big guy, is that 89? No, it wasn't 89. 91 perhaps, that was chasing him. Elliot Morgan. Nope. Try one more time. Amir Allen was trying to chase down Blake. Yep, number 55. Romeli wisely throws it away. Third down and 13 from the left hash mark. Spartans operating from their own 38 with 8:10 on the clock, as Romeli's going to look to the near sideline. 15 on the shot clock. Yeah, not quite basketball yet. How about the play clock?
It's getting close, Dan.
Yeah, well, you're coaching this year, Greensburg Central Catholic, so I'm speaking your language, right? Pocket breaking down, nothing open downfield. Romeli going to look to throw on the run. Still nothing open downfield. He's going to go out of bounds on the far side. Give credit to Blake for patience. Looking downfield, just nothing open. Better job by the secondary for Pittsburgh Central Catholic.
Yeah, I was going to make a comment on that, but Pittsburgh Central Catholic secondary had the Hempfield wide receivers just locked up there from head to toe. So another chance here for the Vikings to get back on the scoreboard.
Gavin Thompson back for Isaiah DeAndreth, who is going to Seton Hill University to play baseball. Was just on their beautiful new baseball field yesterday, as the punt's going to bounce at the 40 and take a Central Catholic roll and be downed by Jared Bannon at around the 45-yard line of Pittsburgh Central Catholic. Yeah, I mentioned this on our first broadcast, but Isaiah DeAndreth is going to Seton Hill to play baseball. His brother Nick is going to IUP to play baseball. So those guys are going to be playing against each other. That should be fun next year.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I can't wait to see those guys go at it. I don't know if their mom is going to be excited about it. Their parents, that has to be tough. What do you do, have one parent wear Seton Hill stuff and the other one wear IUP stuff, or how's that work?
Yeah, I actually have two cousins that are twins, and they never played against each other. So, but that would have definitely been interesting because they both get fired up, that's for sure.
Tough sledding for Jones off the left side. Bannon and company in there. Grant Hips also rolling off the bottom of the pile. Second down and 8 after the pickup of 2 yards. I thought it'd be interesting, Ty, like if you had, I don't know, twin brothers that maybe one was a defensive lineman, one was an offensive lineman, and they were playing like at college football, they played each other like that.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
I was even going to mention, because I don't know, is one of the DeAndreth brothers a pitcher by any chance?
Nope.
Because that would be pretty cool.
Nick is a center fielder. Isaiah is a shortstop. So
okay.
Yeah, that'd be cool to have them face each other.
Yeah, one's swinging, one's throwing downhill.
Jones trying to get to the outside. Nothing doing. There is Isaiah DeAndreth coming in to make the quick tackle. Jones will pick up a few, but just 2. Third down and 6 for the Vikings. Yeah, I suppose an offensive and defensive lineman battle isn't really that fun to watch, but having twin brothers, have to crush each other every play.
I would love to have them mic'd up down on the field, see what they're saying to each other, because obviously you wouldn't be able to hear it from here. But
it was that like Rondé and Tiki Barber was like one of the, at least they were offense and defense. Here on third down and 6, Fisher is going to throw one to the right side, incomplete. I've seen that happen a few times. Looked like Gavin Thompson may have been open, but I don't know if it went through his fingers or just a little bit awry from Gavin. Fourth down, and the Spartans will be able to force a punt.
Yeah, Fisher, he was a little off early in the game, and that's what I thought kind of the problem was for Central Catholic. But like you mentioned, Dan, this is probably the third or fourth drop ball by Central Catholic, and no reason why the receiver doesn't come up with that.
Well, you see some easy catches not made, and then some fantastic catches at the same time.
That is true.
The punt is a good one. And Roby then saying get away from it. Good call by him. Ball was drilled by Fisher. Also the punter on this Central Catholic team. Touchback. And the Hempfield Spartans will have the football. Any score updates lately? Since they don't love me, I wasn't included in the text for some reason.
We have McGuffey 21, Mount Pleasant 14. We do not have a time there.
Okay.
And end of the third, we have Washington 41, South Park 0.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a bit interesting.
And South Park's, and I was wondering about that score. South Park is perhaps the top team in the Interstate Conference, and Washington's crushing them. First down and 10 from the 20. Romeli on a little read option works off a block and has good yardage on first down, as he will run it to around the 25 or 26-yard line. Hey, I want to give a big shout out, as we always do, to the Hempfield Area Football Parents Club. Thank you so much for your support of our broadcast and our partnership with you guys and the Westmoreland Sports Network. Thank you so much. Great block there by Sean Immel, 5'11", 182-pound senior. You saw there, number 52. Working off of it nicely was Romeli. Now he's going to have to run for his life again. He's going to be sacked. Romeli driven backwards and dragged down from behind by Amir Allen, who has emerged now as a big threat for the Vikings.
Yeah, that's one of those plays where Romeli, probably knew early that he had to make a play with his feet. And it maybe with a little bit of experience, older he gets rid of that ball and doesn't even take that sack. But that's a pretty big 9-yard loss there.
Clock moving with 5:21 to play in this third quarter. Romeli in the offense now after a big loss have 3rd down and 19. 4 wide receiver set, and the Spartans are going to keep it on the ground to, I believe, Colin Critchfield. And he gets stood up and whistles blow as he never quite went down. And a 4th down situation now for the Spartans. Thomas on the tackle for the Vikings.
And this is going to be an interesting case of field position here. Hempfield got a little bit better field position on their last series and was able to punt the ball across the 50, but it'll be interesting to see here if DeAndreth can boot it past the 50. If not, Central Catholic's in prime territory to score once again.
4th down and 16. DeAndreth will punt it. Line drive kick, and it's going to bounce. Sprinting after the football will be the return man and David Getty, and he's going to pick it up, and he's going to be taken down. And guess who was the first Spartan to meet him? Once again, Udell Moretta. Have yourself a game, kid.
Can you win player of the week just as a special teams player?
I think he's in the running, right?
I think for Hempfield, he is tonight. Yes, yeah. I definitely think he is.
You see sometimes on those line drive kicks that, if you don't come up and make the catch in traffic, it could bounce a long, long way. And that's what happened right there. And Moretta, again, all over the return man. And that was, again, David Getty.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
And not a great play by Getty, but that's a big loss for Central Catholic, who was probably thinking they were going to get the ball inside the 50-yard line. But
35-7 lead for Pittsburgh Central Catholic. Quick out to the far side and a quick tackle made after a pickup of a few. That was Khalil Weathers hauling it in from Fisher. Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. Central Catholic coming in ranked 9th in the state in the Penn Live state rankings in Class 6A. First ever 6A WPIAL championship captured by the Vikings last year as they moved the 6 classifications. Quick out to the far side, another quick tackle. Spartans all over the receiver Weathers. The Vikings won 42-7 in the title game against Seneca Valley, and then they lost in the state championship game 42-7 to St. Joseph's Prep. Closest game they played last season, Ty, a 48-35 win over Pine Richland, and then I think they scored 63 points against Pine Richland in the playoffs. So
wow.
Pretty crazy.
Although I don't think Pine Richland also had Phil Dracovic.
That's right. He was hurt,
injured,
wasn't he? Yeah.
I'm sure he was injured.
Good memory. That's right. I forgot about that. 3rd down play, 3rd down and 5, and the Spartans are going to snuff it out. And the Vikings are going to be forced to punt.
Jones, the ball carrier, stopped by Barnhart.
Jones taking it for 4, maybe 3.
4th and 1.
That'll be 4th and 1. See what Terry Totten wants to do here.
It's a pretty good series there for Hempfield. Didn't do much on their last offensive series. Got kind of a break with the botched snap the botched punt return by Pittsburgh Central Catholic. But once again, they're battling with field position, and with any type of decent return here, they have a chance to get into scoring territory.
Yep, and they are going to punt it away, will the Vikings. They let the play clock run down just a bit. Kick is away. Roby is going to take it inside his own 25-yard line. A little stutter step, gets around a defender and gets tackled at the 30. So the ball will go back to the Hempfield Spartans with 2:19 on the clock. We mentioned last year Pittsburgh Central Catholic winning the WPIAL championship, losing in the state championship. Central Catholic has made it to 4 straight WPIAL championship games. They won the title in 2016. They won the state and WPIAL in 2015. And they also won the WPIAL championship in 2013. They lost in 2014 in the WPIAL championship game. Mentioned losing the first game of the year this year to Erie Cathedral Prep, again 40-7.
Yeah, it kind of makes me laugh, Dan, because people are talking about with concussions and less people might play football now and all that. Well, let me tell you, people at Pittsburgh Central Catholic will still be playing football.
Absolutely. Yeah. Isaiah DeAndreth hauling that one in. Quick tackle, though, made by Khalil Weathers. Yeah, I don't think they'll ever have an issue with numbers.
Nope.
Again, 83 players on this roster. Weathers holding DeAndreth to nothing. Second down and 10.
And that's also a credit to them. I mean, building this program up the way that they have. And it kind of just breeds itself. They probably had 100 kids try out, and they maybe had to make some cuts, if I had to guess.
Be surprised. Second down and 10, and Ramaley going to be swung around. Hey, dances out of there. Blake looking downfield. He might have a receiver here. He's going to throw it to him, and he makes the catch, does Roby, as he will get taken out of bounds. A potential sack turns into a pretty nice play on second down.
Yeah, Ramaley took a play out of Big Ben's playbook there, a little pitch forward, flick pass there.
Yeah, and also flicked a couple of guys off him. Anthony DeFalco was able to spin away from him. And we could see him from up here. Yeah, look at that. That does look like Big Ben.
Yeah, that was more of a finesse throw than anything.
Third down and 4 from the 37. Ramaley with the pocket breaking down. He's going to run. He's going to be hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. Blake hit from behind on third down and 4. And we'll set up a fourth down as Blake will get back to his feet.
Pass is incomplete. 4th and 4.
Yeah, Ramaley took a pretty good shot there, too. Had two big bodies land on him.
The Anderson punt formation. The 39 Getty deep for the Vikings.
Fourth down and 4. And Isaiah DeAndreth's punt is an end-over-end punt, and it goes out of bounds at around the 35-yard line. See where they put it. Referee walking up to the 32.
DeAndreth's pass out of bounds at the 32-yard line.
DeAndreth's pass, not DeAndreth's punt, whatever. The voice you hear, Roger Downs and I, and Matt Johns will be driving tonight to Kutztown University for Seton Hill and Kutztown coming up tomorrow. We'll have it for you on the Westmoreland Sports Network. Noon kickoff. We'll have our pregame coverage, our Griffins game day at 11 a.m. Actually, it'll be 11:05 as we're going to roll that a backwards pass. I don't think it was backwards, was it?
I don't think any of the officials on the field actually really
knew
paid
what
attention
was
to
going
the play.
on. Yeah, I don't know. They know the ball was snapped.
I don't think that went backwards. Yeah, it might have. No, I think it went forward
Yeah, I
because
thought
he's on the.
I guess that's why they always tell you to pick it up just in case.
Yeah, I think he was on the 28, and that ball landed a little bit past the 27-yard line.
Fisher's pass rolled incomplete.
All right, they got it right.
And 10.
Handoff coming to the right. Getting up to around the 35-yard line is Austin Vigilati, 5'11" senior. Barnhart on the tackle for Hempfield.
3rd and 6.
It'll be 3rd down and 6. Vigilati came into today just 7 carries for 40 yards. Pittsburgh Central likes to spread out the wealth. Someone that we haven't seen today is Kairos Thorpe, who had 12 attempts coming into today. 3rd down and 6 from the 36. Fisher has the snap. He's going to throw to the left. The pass is hauled in, and a quick tackle made by Roby again.
Yeah, Roby's made a handful of good plays on the defensive side of the ball, but when he sees that out route there, he's just seeing red like a bull and just coming up and making a play.
That was Laconi. Had the catch. And the quick tackle made by Roby. And that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. Westmoreland Sports Network's coverage of Hempfield Spartans football continues right after we take this timeout. Good luck to tonight's teams from Lisa Monzo for Westmoreland County Court Judge. Lisa Monzo has 25 years of diverse legal experience. In her personal life, Lisa's been a Sunday school teacher and an elder trustee at First Presbyterian Church. She's also been endorsed by the Pennsylvania State Police and was the first attorney to bring conflict resolution training to Hempfield schools through Project Peace. Vote Lisa Monzo for Westmoreland County Court Judge on November 7th. Responsible Justice. Paid for by friends of Lisa Monzo.
Hi, this is Tyler Zimmer, owner of Alpha Elite Performance and Fitness, located in Jeanette, Pennsylvania. Our goal is to train mind, body, and spirit, whether you're an athlete or not. Want to make you better, help you move better with less pain. We train everyone, all ages, all training abilities. We're just doing our absolute best to deliver good, scientific, research-based training. We're going to take care of you in all different aspects. Visit us on our Facebook. We have a website, alphaeliteperformance.com, ALPHALETE performance.com.
I'm Hempfield safety, Isaiah DeAndreth, and this is Westmoreland Sports Network.
Punt coming, and that ball is going to take a Hempfield bounce and will be downed by Cory Thomas as we start out the fourth quarter on the Westmoreland Sports Network. Folks, don't forget to take a look at our Twitter all night long, every Friday night, as we have scores for you being tweeted right now as we speak at Westmoreland SN. Give us a follow. I don't know that any other Twitter account has as many scores as we do on a Friday, especially for Westmoreland County. We throw some others in there as well. Blake Romaley, the quarterback, takes the shotgun snap, handoff to the right, and getting racked up, and someone's helmet comes flying off. And for the Spartans, it was Roby, and as you see, the man, Amir Allen, he gets a well-deserved break. He has to come out of the game because his helmet came off, but he's had a nice second half. 3-yard pickup, second down and 7 coming up after Roby runs it for 3. Opening stages of the fourth quarter. DeAndreth will motion to the right side, and it will be a keeper. And getting hit in the backfield and dropped is Romaley. Read option, Rory Brennan, the 6'1 senior, taking down Romaley that time, setting up a third down and 8 after the loss of 1.
Yeah, read option play there for Hempfield, but I don't know if Romaley would have gave the ball to his running back, if it would have worked out any better, but you could tell Romaley's getting a little bit frustrated and probably hoping and wishing that they could get something going on this drive and get some points on the board.
Third down and 8 from the 35-yard line. Romaley is back. He has time this time. He's going to throw one to the far side of the field, incomplete. He was looking for Connor Walters, and it is fourth down. Connor's had a really slow start to the season. 4 catches for 24 yards, and he was a guy that has been a somewhat of a starter. You know, he's coming in on 3-4 wide receiver sets for the last few years, but has been a little quiet this year so far. And, of course, with Justin Slowoski out, I'm sure that plays into it.
Yeah, it's got to be a little bit frustrating for Hempfield's receivers at this state in the season and in this game, but more specifically to the season with Slowoski being out. You know, all those repetitions that you took in the summer kind of aren't worth it now to a certain degree.
Punt by Isaiah DeAndreth will go out of bounds on the far side. Pittsburgh Central Catholic will take over the football with 10 minutes and 13 seconds to play here in this second quarter.
I will say this, Dan, with I don't think either one of these teams have had a turnover tonight, correct?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, and
there was almost the interception on Pittsburgh Central Catholic's touchdown there, but Bannon couldn't come up with it.
Yeah, and that's kind of a credit to Hempfield. I know that they had a rough week last week. They got on the scoreboard this week, obviously, but still only 7 points. But losing 31-0 with 5 turnovers and 6 sacks on your quarterback, you could look at that as a win for Hempfield this weekend.
Handoff coming to the left side for Pittsburgh Central Catholic. Good closing speed, though, as Cam Laconey will get taken down by guess who? Roby again in there for the Spartans.
The ball carrier. Stopped by Immel.
And Immel
gain of 2.
coming up to help out Roby as well.
Yeah, I don't personally know Roby, but if I had to guess, he's one of those guys, no matter the score, no matter the opponent, plays the same speed the whole time.
2nd down and 8 from the 41-yard line after the pickup of 2 for Pittsburgh Central Catholic. Fisher still the quarterback, and it's a play fake. Fisher's going to load up. Here we go, the hitch and go. He's going to take a shot, and that ball's going to be overthrown. We have a flag. Flag thrown as Gus Sinceri was the intended receiver. He did the hitch and go, in which you come up for the hitch and then the pump fake by your quarterback and Fisher, and then you just take off.
I might be sounding biased, but I just don't agree with that call. The ball wasn't even near the receiver, and that's the second call by that official that I have not agreed with the catch that we saw on the replay a couple times, and a little bit of a ticky-tack foul call here.
That was actually Khalil Weathers, by the way, the intended receiver here. Yeah, I don't know if that's where the call was or not. I mean, he put his hands around his waist, but he didn't impede him, I don't think.
I mean, that ball is 8 yards past him.
Yeah, that's true, too.
I don't understand what that official was looking at, but their law.
Yeah, yeah. 15-yard penalty for the pass interference. Sets the football at the 44-yard line of Hempfield. And the give off the right side to Vigilati, and Vigilati's going to break a tackle and get down to the Hempfield 30-yard line.
That might have been Pittsburgh Central Catholic's biggest rush of the evening. That would not come from Fisher. So,
yep, and again, that's kind of been their case all season. It's a running back by committee. They get some yards here and there, but it's pretty much on Troy Fisher. 14-yard pickup there, and it's 1st down from the Hempfield 30 with 9:06 to go in the football game. And it will be Fisher with the handoff, and for the 2nd straight carry for Vigilati. And Vigilati will run it down to the 24-yard line for a gain of 6 more.
77, Finton Bros.
And Braden's younger brother with the tackle there. How about Finton Bros, the 6'3 sophomore? As you mentioned, I think, on our first broadcast, he's also a heck of a baseball player like Braden is.
Oh, yes. Hits the ball a mile, I'll say that.
How about the Indians last night winning again?
Oh.
I wonder what they're doing tonight. I
probably winning.
Yeah. On 2nd down.
Yeah, I think I read a stat today on ESPN that I'm pretty sure the Indians haven't let up 38 runs in this 22-game wins, or 23 if they was that last night or this evening if they win.
Well, last night I think last night broke the record, didn't it? But there's another record though that's in question because apparently it was like in the early 1900s and there was a tie or something that.
Well, yeah.
So they weren't
sure. In my
sure.
opinion, a tie's not a win, but that's okay.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
But to what I was saying,
on 1st down, a couple yards off the left side for once again the workhorse here, Vigilati.
They've the Indians have only let up 38 runs in their winning streak. And the pretty sure it's the Baltimore Orioles. Sorry, I think they've let up 38 runs in 22 innings.
Wow!
So if you can put that in
perspective,
perspective.
That's incredible. Dom Pito looks to be the new quarterback here for Pittsburgh Central Catholic. It is. I don't know if he came in earlier on this drive or not, but he's going to dump it off into the flat, and Zach Palmer is going to race down inside the 5-yard line. 1st down and goal set up for Pittsburgh Central Catholic.
It's kind of strange there for Pittsburgh Central Catholic to pull Fisher on the same series he started, but maybe that's just to.
Unless Ty, we missed it. I don't know. Unless I missed it, but perhaps he was in earlier.
Or maybe they're just trying to get Pieto, touchdown or.
Dom is a sophomore, and we have a flag down. Want to give a shout out to our good pal Chris Smith, who's tuning into the game. What's up, Smitty? From Seton Hill University, and everything else. does our wrestling broadcast. You'll hear him during Hempfield, our Hempfield wrestling broadcast that we have this year. It was just announced, by the way, that Pietro is in the game now, so perhaps he did just come in not long ago on this drive. Head of steam for Dontre Jones on first down and goal from the 7, pounds inside the 5. Latrobe leading Kiski area 30-13. So the Wildcats may win 2 in a row. Good for them.
Also, Dan, Hopewell is now taking the lead over York 33-27, end of the third quarter.
I see Woodland Hill still has 2 points.
Yes. I think that's all they're getting tonight.
Yeah, Penn Trafford up 27-2. How about the PT defense this year? Second down and goal from the 5-yard line. And some penetration to the backfield, but slipping a couple of tackles and diving and nailing the pylon with the football for a touchdown is Austin Vigilati. The 5'11 senior gets Pittsburgh Central Catholic on the board for the first time in this second half. 6:41 mark of the fourth quarter. And it's 41-7 with the extra point forthcoming. Got away from the tackle of Isaiah DeAndreth and was able to hit the pylon for the touchdown. And Opalco trying to kick through the extra point to make it a 42-7 game. Extra point is on its way by Opalco, and it's good. He's been perfect tonight. 42-7 in favor of Pittsburgh Central Catholic. We rejoin you right after we take this message on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
The Manor Valley Golf Course in Export is proud to announce the opening of their new banquet facility. It's perfect for sports banquets, Christmas parties, and weddings. This new facility can hold up to 180 people, so if you have an event coming up, Manor Valley Golf Course can host it. Golfers, they specialize in league play, fundraising outings, and have great membership rates. Give them a call at 724-744-4242 or online at manorvalleygc.com.
Hi, Westmoreland County football fans. This is Chad Ammon, president of the Westmoreland County Chamber of Commerce. At the Chamber, we open doors for businesses every day, providing our members with the tools, programs, and opportunities they need to grow. By helping our county businesses reach their goals, our community's overall quality of life is enhanced. Call 724-834-2900 or visit westmorelandchamber.com for your company to become a member of the Chamber of Commerce. The Westmoreland County Chamber of Commerce, building business, connecting communities, and empowering people.
This is linebacker Josh Barth, and you're watching Hempfield football on Westmoreland Sports.
They just announced the 50-50 here at Spartan Stadium, which, by the way, was $620-some, but it was nice. There was a nice applause because Roger Downs had announced that the other half of that is actually going to the hurricane relief efforts. So that's very nice to see, and the fans gave that a nice applause. So kudos to the Hempfield School District and Athletic Department for donating half of the 50-50 tonight. Every dollar certainly counts for those affected by Hurricane Harvey and Hurricane Irma as well. As Austin Gockel, who's been busy in the return game.
First and 10, Spartans.
Taken down at the 22-yard line.
At the concession stand, directly below the press
42-7 in favor of Central Catholic.
All food is half off.
All food is half off. See, you bought that pizza too early, Ty.
I did.
Come on, man.
Way too early.
We did get some nice meatball subs. They were awesome. Rameli looking for Bros. He had him, but he overthrows him.
The question is, if there's Chick-fil-A sandwiches down there, are those half off?
They should be, right? Are those the first ones to go? How's that work?
Usually those are sold out at halftime here. At least that's what I remember, but they're about $5, so if I can get one for $2.50, I think that's a bargain.
Well, if Sam Moffa was here, they'd have one for him, I'm sure, with his name on it down there. Incomplete pass. Second down and 10. Hempfield with the football at their own 22-yard line. 5:09 to play as Austin Gockel will have the carry coming around the right side, and Gockel will get taken down as he runs the football to the 26 for a pickup of 4.
Gockel the ball carrier.
Third down and 6 on the way for the Hempfield offense.
And something maybe to note here, Dan, with that last score by Central Catholic, that puts into effect the mercy clause.
Sure.
So.
Two receivers to the left, Bros the tight end to the right. And we have movement up front.
Flag on the play.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was waiting for the flag there because the officials have been kind of quick.
A little bit late.
Well, late, but they've been quick to make calls against Hempfield.
Offside against the defense.
I mean, Central Catholic had 2 or 3 guys there jump, so.
Oh, yeah.
Down remains
maybe 1.
3rd and 1.
Elliott Morgan on the right side of the defensive line. 3rd down and 1 for Hempfield. The lone touchdown went to Nick DeAndreth on a scramble by Blake Romali and had the game tied at 7-7 early in the second quarter. Here's Romali with the read option, and he is going to get hit by white shirts and driven backwards, and I don't think he got it. Pittsburgh Central Catholic saying he didn't. And he did not. Going to be held for no gain. Harris on the tackle for Pittsburgh Central Catholic. 4th down and 1 from the Hempfield 31. And Rich Bowen going to go for it here. Romali, see if he just takes it forward. He does. And still pushing his way forward. And Romali still moving the pile. And Blake's going to get it to the 34-yard line for a 1st down. 42-7. You know, and these are situations, too, Ty, that, you know, if Justin is going to be out for an extended period, and we certainly hope he isn't, but if he is, you know, you want to get him as many reps. I'm talking about Blake Romali now. You want to get him as many reps as possible. So it's good that he's out here and still getting these reps in. And you can't be worried about injury right now. I mean, if he gets injured, it happens. But I think just him getting reps in an actual game is going to pay dividends down the line if Justin has to be out for an extended period, as Blake's going to run to the right here, and he's going to be swung out of bounds from behind once again by Amar Allen.
Yeah, it would have been a very tough play from Romali, but he had DeAndreth wide open and kind of separated himself from the secondary of Pittsburgh Central Catholic. But rolling out to the right with the type of pressure he's had on him all night, just a tough play from Romali. And Dan, to your point with the experience, I mean, yeah, if Sawaski's out, that's a terrible thing, and obviously that's going to hurt this Hempfield team. But even for next year, I know nobody wants to think about it, and, you know, let's focus on this year. But this game for Romali is a huge game for him next year, for maybe even facing them again or tougher opponents down the road.
Austin Gockel will run for 3 or 4 yards to the 40-yard line. 3rd down and 5 for Hempfield, 2:21 on the moving clock. How about this score? Plum is leading Franklin Regional 27-7.
Wow.
That is shocking.
That is shocking. Plum's been struggling, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. Unless, let's double check on that score. Can you check the text there? I don't know. Well, unless it's the other way around. Romali back. He steps up in the pocket trying to run away from defenders. He does so. He throws, and the pass is going to be complete. And that is number 6 for the Spartans, who I do not have
that is David Green.
My roster. Oh, okay. That is David Green on the other side.
Yes.
I think I got confused there for a second. So Green will make the catch, and it's going to be a 1st down for Hempfield. How about the ad-libbing again, Mr. Ben Roethlisberger Jr.? Look at that, Blake Romali. Whoop.
And Dan, to answer your question, I do have Plum 33, Franklin Regional 7.
33-7 now.
Yep.
Wow. Romali again dancing away from trouble. He's going to air one out. It's Nick DeAndreth. He has it, and he has a touchdown. So Romali buying time with his legs, and he throws one deep for, I think, 51 yards, we'll call it, for the touchdown.
That was a heck of a ball by Romali there. Right on the money. DeAndreth had to come in a little bit, but on the run, too, to say the least.
47, Kyle Person will get the extra point.
Great stuff. And right there, talk about having a guy in, you know, late in the game, but how about him throwing a touchdown pass and getting some confidence, huh?
Oh yeah, and I mean this game's over with a minute 18 remaining, but that's a good way for Hempfield to end this night. And you know, anytime you end with a touchdown, regardless if it's a win or loss, that's a good thing heading into next week.
Timeout called by the Spartans. We'll take a quick timeout here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Three Rivers Orthopedic and Spine Products Incorporated is an independent distributor of technology-based medical devices. They've partnered with the best in the industry to provide the most comprehensive product portfolio of any orthopedic and spine distributor in the tri-state area. Innovative products like Stryker's Get Around Knee is an example of one of the innovative products they offer through their exclusive vendor partnerships. Learn more about the company and their products by visiting the website at www.3riv.com.
Welcome back to Spartan Stadium as we have the extra point try now after the Hempfield timeout. 42-13 Person with the extra point. And the kick is up and good for Kyle Person, who's been solid this season. 42-14. We step away for 60 seconds with 1:18 on the clock here at Spartans Stadium.
Good luck, Spartans, from Gianelli's Homestyle Italian Restaurant in Carbon. Whether it's our traditional or authentic pizza, pecan-crusted salmon, or our mouth-watering homemade pasta, Gianelli's is a family favorite. Every Monday and Tuesday features our famous pasta special where you can enjoy 2 spaghetti or rigatoni dinners for just $8.99. Dine in our elegant Italian atmosphere or call us for delivery at 724-853-6600. Gianelli's Homestyle Italian Restaurant, Thomas School Road in Carbon. Affordable dining at its best.
It may be fall, but baseball season will be here before you know it. Atlantic Coast Baseball, based right here in Westmoreland County, organizes the biggest and most competitive AAU tournaments in the region, bringing more than 1,000 teams into Western PA since May. This spring, Atlantic Coast Baseball will host its Spring Baseball League, featuring 3 divisions and over 100 teams expected. To register, visit playacbaseball.com. Atlantic Coast Baseball. We're passionate about the game of baseball.
Westmoreland County's broadcast home for high school sports, the Westmoreland Sports Network.
42-14 our score after the touchdown for Hempfield of 51 yards on the touchdown pass. And a nice special teams tackle by Dylan Ferretti on the return. As we came back from break, the replay on the return on Dylan Ferretti knifing through there and cutting him off at the legs. David Getty, return man for Pittsburgh Central Catholic. We're down to 25 seconds to play, so this will be the final play of the game. Again, we are in mercy rule. Once it goes to a mercy rule, it doesn't go back. So that's why the clock is still running, even though it's not a 35-point spread. Knee is taken. And that is going to be all she wrote for Hempfield and Pittsburgh Central Catholic. 42-14 will be the final score as Hempfield drops its 3rd straight game after beginning the season with a victory over the Greensburg-Salem Golden Lions in a game you saw here on the Westmoreland Sports Network. Coming up next, we will have our post-game show as we will name our Firehouse Subs Player of the Game. And we also will take a look back at some of the big plays in this game and the touchdowns. If you missed any of them, we'll have those when we come back. 42-14, the final score in favor of Pittsburgh Central Catholic. You're watching the Westmoreland Sports Network with our postgame show straight ahead.
Attention fans, are you a social media nut? Well, so are we. Don't forget, you can get more information on your favorite Westmoreland sports teams by following us on Twitter and liking our page on Facebook. On Twitter, simply follow us at Westmoreland SN and then jump back to Facebook to like our page to get up-to-the-second broadcast information, game results, stories, and interviews. Again, that's Westmoreland SN on Twitter and the Westmoreland Sports Network on Facebook. We know you're nuts about social media, so join us in the fun.
The University of Pittsburgh isn't just in Pittsburgh. Pitt Greensburg is located about 40 miles southeast of Pittsburgh in the beautiful Laurel Highlands. Founded in 1963, Pitt Greensburg offers its graduates a 4-year Pitt degree. With 1,700 full-time students, Pitt Greensburg boasts an 18-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio and an average class size of 25. Plan your visit today. Call 724-836-9880. Pitt Greensburg, where quality is affordable.
A firefighter's duty. Fighting fires, rescuing citizens, performing copious kettlebell exercises demands a daring degree of readiness. A degree of readiness achieved eating fulfillingly flavorful Firehouse subs. With premium carved meats and cheeses steamed to tasty magnificence, then piled onto toasted rolls. Is your footwear connected to your pants? No, it's not. Because you're not a firefighter. But you can be ready like one.
Get a meal fit for a firefighter at Firehouse Subs in Greensburg. 724-600-7220. The hero of all subs.
Good luck to tonight's teams from Lisa Monzo for Westmoreland County Court Judge. Lisa Monzo has 25 years of diverse legal experience. In her personal life, Lisa's been a Sunday school teacher and an elder trustee at First Presbyterian Church. She's also been endorsed by the Pennsylvania State Police and was the first attorney to bring conflict resolution training to Hempfield schools through Project Peace. Vote Lisa Monzo for Westmoreland County Court Judge on November 7th. Responsible Justice. Paid for by friends of Lisa Monzo.
Hi, this is Tyler Zimmer, owner of Alpha Elite Performance and Fitness, located in Jeanette, Pennsylvania. Our goal is to train mind, body, and spirit, whether you're an athlete or not. Want to make you better, help you move better with less pain. We train everyone, all ages, all training abilities. We're just doing our absolute best to deliver good, scientific, research-based training. We're going to take care of you in all different aspects. Visit us on our Facebook. We have a website, alphaeliteperformance.com, ALPHALETE performance.com.
The Manor Valley Golf Course in Export is proud to announce the opening of their new banquet facility. It's perfect for sports banquets, Christmas parties, and weddings. This new facility can hold up to 180 people, so if you have an event coming up, Manor Valley Golf Course can host it. Golfers, they specialize in league play, fundraising outings, and have great membership rates. Give them a call at 724-744-4242 or online at manorvalleygc.com.
Back here at Spartan Stadium, Westmoreland Sports Network, 42-14 our final score in favor of Pittsburgh Central Catholic. The Vikings go to 3-1 overall, this being a non-conference game. They stay at 2-0 in the Northern 7. Hempfield drops to 1-3 overall, and the Spartans still 0-2 in the Southeastern Conference. As you see, the Spartans coaching staff right now talking to the team, and Coach Rich Bowen with the hat there. We take a look back at how this game broke down, and it was a close game early on, that's for sure. Pittsburgh Central Catholic, the game was scoreless until the 2:04 mark of the first quarter when Troy Fisher hit Cam Laconey on a 46-yard touchdown pass. Opalco with the extra point, and it was 7-0 in favor of Pittsburgh Central Catholic. But early in the second quarter, with 9:48 remaining in the second quarter, Nick DeAndreth snuck behind the secondary and caught that pass right there from Blake Ramaley, and he ran for the rest of the yardage. It was 39 yards, and at the 9:48 mark of the second quarter, the game was tied at 7-7. This happened before Pittsburgh Central Catholic's next touchdown. This was called a catch, and as you can see there, it looks like the receiver was bobbling the ball as he went out of bounds, but they ruled it a catch. And that turned into Pittsburgh Central Catholic taking a 14-7 lead on this Dontre Jones 3-yard touchdown run. And again, that made it 14-7 in favor of Central Catholic with 5 minutes left in the second quarter. They weren't done, though, with 3:45 left in the second quarter. A touchdown pass of 43 yards to Fisher to Cory Thomas Jr. with a great diving catch. And that put Pittsburgh Central Catholic ahead 21-7. And they scored again in the second quarter. With 1:17 remaining, it was Fisher on a 2-yard touchdown run, and that set the score at 28-7 at halftime. Pittsburgh Central Catholic scored twice in the second half. At the 6:41 mark of the fourth quarter, a long bomb to Austin Vigilati. Look at this concentration as he will look it right into him. And he makes the catch, runs for a touchdown. That was 58 yards. And, or I should say, that was Gavin Thompson, I should say, in the third quarter from 58 yards. This was the touchdown run by Austin Vigilati of 5 yards, and then Hempfield scored with 1:18 left on the clock. Nice ad-libbing once again by Blake Ramaley. And again, Nick DeAndreth pulling in his second touchdown catch of the game. As you saw right there, pulls it in, and there goes Nick for 6. Kyle Person with the extra point with 1:18 on the clock. It was 42-14 in favor of Pittsburgh Central Catholic, and that is our final score. So we talk about the game a little bit, but a pretty good start for the Spartans, and I'm sure a lot of people were surprised when they saw it was 7-7 tie. But, man, the end of that second quarter, I mean, Pittsburgh Central Catholic just decided they were going to take over, and they did.
Yeah, kind of a slow start for both teams. And to the first quarter when Hempfield was able to, DeAndre was able to score that touchdown and tie it up at 7. Everybody probably thought for a little bit there that, they might have a chance in this game. And Pittsburgh Central Catholic was able to, pretty much shut all that out. And they had those 3 big scores in the second quarter going into halftime. They played a little bit of what I'd like to call just a classic case of field position. Hempfield didn't really take full opportunity there with the field position they got, and they kind of turned the ball back over to Pittsburgh Central Catholic on punts and whatnot. But I think Central Catholic came out and did what they wanted to tonight. Maybe a little bit slower than they expected. Maybe they wanted to get on the board a little bit quicker. But on the other side with Hempfield, they had that chance to tie the game up early. They didn't let up more than 1 score in the first quarter, which I think is a pretty solid thing for them to do. And also their defense, especially the defensive line. I know I mentioned that in the game. I thought they showed up tonight to play, and I thought that they did pretty well handling Fisher and him rolling out, and they pretty much stopped Central's run game, the running backs and all of that from the get-go. But once Central Catholic got those 3 scores in the second quarter, and they kind of opened it up going into the second half, and then obviously once they got that last touchdown to put the mercy clock on, victory for the Vikings, and Hempfield's just got to get it back together and figure out what they're going to do next week with Romeli at QB.
Next week for the Hempfield Spartans, we take a listen to the Hempfield Marching Band coming off the field here around the track. Hempfield will travel to Peters Township next week. It's a 7:30 kickoff. Remember that, 7:30 kickoff, and we'll have the game on audio here on the Westmoreland Sports Network. And then for Pittsburgh Central Catholic, the Vikings will host Seneca Valley next week before traveling to Pine Richland. You mentioned that off the air a little earlier. Man, that's going to be epic matchup between PCC and Pine Richland. Yeah, no doubt. 2 weeks from tonight, those 2 teams will play, and it's probably going to be on the Point or something, I would imagine, I would think.
If not, the Points. They're not scheduling something right.
Yeah, I know, right? No doubt about that. All right, so that's going to do it for us. Don't forget that we have our Friday Night Lights page that will be up this weekend as we take a look at the top performances from individuals for Westmoreland County. We also have our scoreboard up there where you can click on links to listen to the games from this weekend, the archives, our Westmoreland notebook, and local college updates on our website every Monday. Hopefully you're enjoying Matt Popchak's work with our Westmoreland County High School football preview every Friday as well. It's all up on our website, westmorelandsports.com. And also, don't forget this weekend to be voting for the Player of the Week, and we'll let you know how to do that on our Twitter account and on our website as well a little bit later on this weekend. We're making the long trip up tomorrow. We hope you'll tune in for Seton Hill and Kutztown, 12:05, not first pitch, but kickoff. Now I'm going the whole way to baseball. I said shot clock earlier. 12:05 kickoff and 11:05 for our Griffins Game Day pregame show. Ty, if you want to talk about, we mentioned some of the scores here, but right before we sign off, if you don't mind, if we can get those out. And I know that some are at 7:30, so we don't have quite final scores for some of these games quite yet.
Yeah, we have a few. Hopewell up 40-27 over York with about 5 minutes left in that game. We had Latrobe beating Kiski-Area 37-13. Pardon me. That's the final minutes of the third, so they did not beat them yet, but on their way to victory, I think. Bethel Park is up 20-7 over Norman with 1:29 remaining in the third quarter. And maybe the shocker of the evening, final, Plum 33, Franklin Regional 7.
That is incredible. I just talked with Jonathan Whaley, who broadcasts the listen to me. The Franklin Regional games for us, has been doing it for 5-6 years now. He made a comment to me a couple of weeks ago. He said, I've never seen Franklin Regional get blown out. They've done so many games. He said, we've done so many games, I've never seen them get blown out. They lose 33-7. This is probably the worst loss in recent memory for them. And that's pretty crazy.
I think it has to be. And I thought Plum was on a down year, and it seemed like Franklin Regional.
Yeah, right.
Especially with that first, I think they were the first team of the week, right, on the point against
McKeesport. And they beat McKeesport.
Yeah, that was one of the last play of the game. But
that's strange.
Kind of a shocker there out of Franklin Regional.
That's certainly strange. Another score to pass along. Bell Vernon is leading Ringgold 17-14. So that's a close game. That's interesting because Greensburg-Salem beat Ringgold earlier this year, a couple weeks ago, and it was pretty handily, actually. And Greensburg-Salem will be playing Bell Vernon, I think, in a couple weeks anyway. So also nice to see that Latrobe had that lead over Kiski area, too. So maybe they'll get their second straight win.
We also have some other finals. I don't know if we've read them off yet, but McKeesport was up 54-0 with 3 minutes left in the first half. They ended up winning 60-7 over Connellsville, assuming the mercy clock made that go quick. Thomas Jefferson 41, Greensburg-Salem 0 with 9 minutes and 15 seconds left in the third. And we have Penn Trafford 27 over Woodland Hills, who has 8 with about 10 minutes remaining in the fourth.
All right, sir. Well, I appreciate it, as always, Ty, and we'll do it again. We'll see where everybody is next week.
Yeah, it was fun.
All right. Thanks as well to David Oliverio, and I'm Dan Flickinger. You have been listening and watching Hempfield Spartans football here on the Westmoreland Sports Network. Oh, before we sign off, we do have to give our player of the game, our Firehouse Subs player of the game, located on Route 30 in Greensburg. They serve up mouth-watering sandwiches, don't they? I mean, they're fantastic, my gosh.
Very good.
Premium carved meats and cheeses steamed to tasty magnificence. Firehouse Subs, the hero of all subs. And tonight's player of the game received a 6-inch sub, chips, and a drink from Firehouse Subs in Greensburg. And we talked about a couple of guys, Nathan Roby, of course, Nick DeAndreth making 2 touchdown catches. But our guy tonight was so good. Udell Moretta on special teams. We got to give our Firehouse Subs player of the game to him. I mean, as a senior going out there, laying his body out on special teams, being a selfless kid. Congratulations to him.
Oh, yeah, and that's the other thing. I remember my sophomore year here at Hempfield, Greg Meisner was still the football coach, and he actually gave out T-shirts for people that were on special teams called the Spartan Special Forces. And, it was kind of a laughing matter, but at the same time he did that because most of the time people that play special teams don't get recognized for what they do. And
that's great.
Udell, he definitely made his presence known tonight with 3 big plays in the special teams.
All right, so that indeed will do it for us. Congratulations to Mr. Moretta, as he, again, will receive a 6-inch sub, chips, and a drink from Firehouse Subs in Greensburg. Thank you so much to Firehouse Subs for sponsoring our player of the game this season. For Ty Hanlon, for David Oliverio, I'm Dan Flickinger. We'll talk to you again tomorrow for Seton Hill football live from Kutztown University, right here on the Westmoreland Sports Network as the Vikings beat the Spartans.